Hello and welcome to Black Dragon Gaming. My name is Katagas Hero, but all my friends call me Cat, and you can too. It's Weeb Wednesday. We're doing Weeb Wednesday.
Yes, indeed. We are doing Weeb Wednesday. Oh, I need to update my description here because it is Dawn to Dawn episodes 11 and 12 and Sakamoto Days episode 9.
I just sent you the stream together thingy. Yeah. So.
And the accepto there.
Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Cool. Now we have shared chats.
Oh.
I do kind of miss the squad streaming thing instead of the stream together thing, because the squad streaming thing didn't make you like route your audio through Twitch.
Yeah.
And we can just mute it on our end for this one. So it's not like it's a deal breaker, but it is still kind of annoying to have to like make sure every time.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate part of it. But hopefully no one will get picked on by this. We'll have to see when Starlight Katie comes in, because she was the one who was having the problem where just shared chat was working, but she got ignored.
Somehow.
I still don't get
I know
why.
that, like, you know, I know how to program. Programming is hard, it's complicated, shit gets weird, there are weird bugs, but it's just like sometimes some of the bugs that actually make it live are just like weird as shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm like, and I double checked the settings, it was basically bots. Bots don't show up. Like actual labeled bots like Nightbot.
Yeah, it's like, but like,
and
Starlight Katie isn't a bot though. Like, that's another streamer.
Yeah, that's another streamer. Why you do this to me? There, chat?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah. I
don't even like know what could be causing that, honestly. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on like what their variables are set up as and shit, and like what the functions are, but still, it's just weird.
Yeah, I've got zero clue. And at least with this, I can confirm it's working at the start of stream, because I can at least go, yeah, let's turn this on. So there is that.
There we go. Okay, so are you interested in hearing a description of what I've been calling slipping in my knee?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, so for people who are easily disgusted or weirded out by weird body things, skip ahead about 30 seconds. It's not going to take too long.
Yeah.
All right. So put your hands on top of one another and line up the knuckles as if you were holding a baseball bat.
Okay.
So, you know, like the angle, like the right angle of your fist. Like both of them are matched up and the knuckles are right on top of each other. So the one on top is the femur, right? I'm using my left hand, but yeah, you don't have to. It doesn't really matter. And then like, get out of my fucking recycling bag, you little shit. Sorry. Anyway, and the one on bottom is the lower leg. I think it's tibia, or whatever. It doesn't matter. So when I stood up and my knee slipped, take the one that's on top and then slip it over a little bit to the side.
Oh.
And then push it back. That's what happened. It didn't hurt at all. It did not hurt at all. But it was really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to describe that other than slipping.
Yeah,
like the joint slipped.
That's how I would describe it too.
Like
and it just,
and like the second time this happened, like my foot went numb for like 30 minutes afterwards, and I was like, okay, that's really not good. It's not just like my brain making shit up about like a relatively normal feeling. No, that's weird if my foot's going numb afterwards.
Yeah, that's let's talk to the doctor at the next convenient opportunity.
Yeah, like I don't wear shorts, like I wear pants all the time, so I don't actually get to see what this shit looks like when it happens. And it does happen too quickly for me to like
actually just pull up the legging
or just like even glance down and look, because like the muscle and the like tendons, all the soft tissues around it, sort of pulls it back into place, right?
Yeah.
Thankfully, because if it didn't, I'd be at the hospital. But
I mean, yeah.
so if it didn't slip back into place, like I'd just be in the hospital. I don't even know how I'd get there because I wouldn't be able to get into the house, but I would be at the hospital somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a really weird feeling that's only happened twice, and it's been like once was on Friday, and then the other one was on Monday, like this last Monday.
Huh.
Uh, so like this is the only two times it's ever happened, and I stood up at the same angle both times. They happened to the same knee both times. So I'm like, okay, at least it doesn't hurt, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not the knee that hurts worse, actually. It's the one that's generally better. So like it may have something to do with me like stressing it too much by like leaning on that leg, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I genuinely have never heard of that happening before.
Yeah, like I don't think it's a full dislocation or anything like that, because if it was, like it's not gonna just like slip back into place and pop back in, right? Like that's not how dislocating a joint works. But it's pretty close. Thankfully, it doesn't go far enough to hurt, but it might one day, and I'm worried about that.
Yeah, that not good. Not good in the slightest.
I think I'm gonna have to explain, like, give my PT person like the same explanation that I just gave you, because I don't either. I didn't say it with enough severity, or maybe she misheard me because I was wearing my mask, because I don't leave the house without the mask on ever. Like my doctor doesn't even know what my face looks like, kind of shit. Which good. I prefer that. But like she didn't really have as the kind of reaction that I would expect out of like being told like, hey, yeah, my knee almost dislocated when I stood up this morning.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, if you just described it as a slip, I think maybe they just didn't get it.
Or yeah, maybe thought that I like, slipped when I stood up. It almost fell, kind of thing. So I'm gonna explain explain it properly on Friday.
Yeah,
when I go
especially
in.
especially the foot going numb.
Well, yeah, the foot going numb didn't happen on Friday. It was
Yeah,
only
yeah,
here on this last Monday that it happened. So like I didn't say that part because it had happened.
yeah, of course, but still, yeah.
Uh, that's gonna be like a weird conversation. So I was like, I'm gonna have to like, she's gonna ask me how I'm doing, and I'm gonna have to open with that.
Yeah, yeah.
She's probably gonna be like, you need to get imaging done like right now. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, put it in the order. Thank you.
Can you let my doctor know that? So like,
Yeah, they can put it in the fucking
I
order. Yeah.
can put it in before I get there. Shit. Or at least I assume they're communicating with each other. I don't know.
I would have to assume that they can communicate with each other.
Yeah, like I would think so, because like they've been saying shit like, your condition's a mystery, you're an enigma, and shit like that to me. And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Help, damn it.
Fuck. Not the way I wanted to be an enigma.
Yes, I'd rather have everything else be an enigma, not like the condition of my joints. But like, I don't necessarily think that they're not good at their job or anything like that, or that I've got some weird lesser known condition. I think what's most likely is that either I have multiple conditions and I'm conflating symptoms, or I'm just not very good at describing them.
Yeah. It I I honestly think it is the combination of different disabilities that are, different things happening, and they're happening relatively close to each other.
Yeah, I mean, like that's definitely possible. So I just straight up don't know, dude. Like
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything that's anything like this. Uh, there's a few things that have some of the symptoms that I've experienced, but it's not all of them.
Yeah, I genuinely think it's not just one thing.
And of course, then there's also the problem with my fucking memory. I don't remember what symptoms I've told them and what I haven't.
Yeah. Maybe you
Like
want to.
I know I've emphasized that it's in the tendons, not the bones
Mm-hmm.
or the muscles. I know I've done that, but beyond that, I've got no fucking idea what I have told them and what I haven't. So I don't know.
Might be something
And
to
like that's
add
not on
to.
purpose for anyone wondering. I don't do that on purpose. It's just that like I forget things that happen to me every day because my memory is really fucking bad.
Yeah, that might be something to add to the Captain's Ouchies log.
I mean, yeah. If I write it down daily, maybe I'll fucking remember. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Or at least you can
I gotta
look
get that
back and
updated
go,
stuff.
have I told them about this thing? Is it on the list of things I said in the Captain's Ouchies log? I told them. No? Then I'll tell them again.
Because I definitely remember leaving like both the doctor's office and the PT office, thinking, oh fuck, I forgot to tell them about X thing. And I don't remember what X thing is anymore. I
Yeah.
remembered for about 5 minutes after that, and by the time I like got anywhere near my phone again to write it down, I was just blank.
Yeah, you might want to just take a very small notebook with you.
I don't think I have one small enough to be honest. So like the thing about being an artist is all of your well-meaning family that doesn't actually have like enough interest or care in you to actually like learn about your hobby or your profession
We'll just
will
give
just
you
like
mountains of notebooks, mountains of them.
yeah, they just buy you shitloads of sketchbooks and shit, but they won't get you anything lined or anything that's convenient to carry around or anything with good paper quality or anything because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They think that they're doing a good thing, but they don't understand that they're getting like the really cheap shitty stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I've got like 18 like this is no exaggeration, but literally like 18 to 20 sketchbooks like lying around my office because people just buy them for me and I'm like I don't even do traditional art anymore. It's been years. Please stop.
Yeah.
But I can't say that because that's rude.
Unfortunately.
But like genuinely, stop wasting your money.
Yeah,
Like
if
I can
you
explain to you what I would actually use back when like I did do traditional art, but that's not going to help you any because you're not going to remember it because it's a lot of technical terms that you have no idea the context for. And
yeah.
I'm not going to spend like 3 hours teaching you all the context of these words and what they mean and what it is.
Yeah, like honestly, if you have an artist in your life and you do not know about art stuff, just ask them literally what they want and they will point you to the actual product.
Honestly, even if you do art on your own as well, ask them what they want or need because their process is going to be different than yours. Guarantee it.
Also that.
Like everyone that I know that uses a digital tablet uses a different style. Like I've got a tablet monitor that has simulated texture on it to simulate the feeling of like a heavyweight pressed paper, so that like you get that nice feedback from like running the stylus across it rather than the squeaky bullshit of the glass screen ones. And then like, but everyone I know uses a different kind, whether it's got like that simulated drag on it, or it's a tablet monitor in the first place, or what. Some
Yeah.
people I know, some like very professional artists, mind you, that like genuinely are very good at what they do, draw on like actually like Apple tablets with their fucking fingers.
And somehow,
So
like
like, what the fucking how?
I don't know how they manage it, but they make awesome art with it. So it's not like, they're not finger painting to make, a stick figure. They are making like really beautiful art, but also how?
Yeah, like genuinely, how the fuck? And I'm sure like some people like see what I do and go, how the fuck as well, because like it's just not their style how they do
Yeah.
their process because
Yeah.
like I've talked about it a lot. I don't use any of the digital tools available to me. I do it all manually.
Yeah.
Including like blurs and shit like that. Everything, all of it.
Yeah.
All manual.
Yeah, Cat does everything manually, uses about maybe 2 brushes.
Yeah, that's actually exactly correct. I use 1 or 2 brushes on each thing. I will occasionally change to make painting in the color easy when I'm just doing like a flat base of a color, like say the base skin color. I'll just like slather the peach or fucking whatever color it happens to be across the character, erase what got outside the lines, and then just like shade and highlight from there.
Yeah. But yeah, Cat does things, not using the digital tools, and that's fine. Because Cat still makes pretty pictures.
I should use the digital tools. It'll make things so much faster, but I just don't. I'm very stubborn like that. I don't know why. So I've told you that I'm certified in web design and development, right?
Yeah.
At the time, like you were expected to be using Adobe Dreamweaver, I think it was called.
Yeah.
I think that may still be a thing. Hold on a second. Let me
I do believe so.
Adobe Dreamweaver. Yes, it is. It is still a software, and it looks nothing like what the version I used did. But it's for doing CSS and HTML, like not programming, but essentially programming. It's not it's a markup language. It's literally in the name, hypertext markup language.
Yeah.
But it's programming fucking websites for people who don't know what the fuck the difference is between programs and websites. Dreamweaver, at least at the time, I don't know anything about how it works now, had a lot of features so that you could like automate the code, like the markup language, the scripting process of at least some things. And I just didn't do that. I just typed it all in manually for my certification. Weirdly enough, I still finished about the same time as everyone else did in the room. So I don't know. It didn't slow me down any. I wish I still had that fucking paper to prove that I'm certified on it. Of course, like I wouldn't know what the fuck I'm doing now, but I would like to be able to like look at it and be like, yes, I have earned academic titles and shit.
Yeah. Like I did.
I know what I'm doing. I am a competent person. I chose to do art because I wanted to, not because I had to. Because like I don't know like how it is in the rest of the country or even the rest of the world. But at least in the South where I lived, there was like this sort of idea that artists only did that because they weren't capable of doing anything else, or maybe that just like artists aren't capable of doing anything else because they devote everything to art or something like that. But that's not me. I'm competent in a lot of things. I just don't do them. Being able to prove that to myself is like kind of valuable. So what have you been up to since we last streamed?
So I have been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that's been fun. I've genuinely enjoyed the character writing, and the combat's good too. Like it's definitely like I feel like it captures what a more actiony Final Fantasy can be in ways that
Is
I
it
don't
more
think.
Final Fantasy 12 or Final Fantasy 13? Did you even play either of those?
Actually, no, I have not.
Okay, so Final Fantasy 12 still had an ATB bar. At least I'm pretty sure it did. I can see the interface in my mind, but that doesn't mean that it's not been warped by, simple time and bad memory.
Okay, so it does
And,
have the ATB bar.
Okay. Whereas the Final Fantasy 13 was more like you set up tactics and AI for your characters, and like you set up an entire turn of like turn in quotes of like things that you would do during the turn
All right,
when it was
so
playing out.
it is more like 12. You are actively fighting and building up a bar to then have some of the bigger actions.
Okay, so your basic attacks aren't like part of the ATB.
Nope, not at all. It is much
Okay,
closer.
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is much closer to something like Final Fantasy 15 or 16.
See, like those are the only two mainline that I haven't played.
Yeah. But it's
I don't
better
know what
than
that's like.
15, and then I've never played 16.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because I those are the only two that I haven't played.
Yeah, so
I,
Cloud switches between a more versatile, defensive, and quick operator mode and a slower but heavier attacking Punisher mode.
okay, fair enough. That sounds a little similar to Final Fantasy 13. You could do what was called a paradigm shift mid combat and change your combat style. It would
Very
still be
nice.
like preset ones that you did, like that you set up outside of combat, but
Yeah, and each weapon for all characters has a new ability tied to it that if you use it enough, then you can keep that ability.
Final Fantasy 9, excellent.
Uh, let's see. So Tifa is quick. As an uppercut, so much more, a lot of hits than big meaty hits.
For you youngins, or just you people that didn't actually play Final Fantasy 9 when it was like around, the primary method of character growth was actually that you would have passive and active abilities tied to your equipment. And if you wore it long enough during battles and got enough of like I think it was called AP ability points, you would just learn those abilities permanently forever.
Yes, though
So like
in
the
this
primary method
case,
of like getting better was that.
AP is gained both by the character and applied to the weapon. So you gain more AP that you can use on weapons, including new weapons you get, and they have a some abilities you can get for each, which can be things like HP plus 200 or
Yep. Like that's straight out of Final Fantasy 9. That's exactly how it works.
yeah.
Like if you wore a mage's shirt for a little while, you'd have like magic up or whatever from it, like magic +5 or some shit.
Yeah, just each weapon has their own uh sphere. So
Mm-hmm.
uh you just apply the AP points that you've gotten through the character's life to that weapon, and you just basically get to
Okay, so you
this.
can like you stock up AP to spend it later.
Not exactly. Actually, what I mean is, say you have 40 AP,
Yeah.
and you get a new sword. Well, that new sword, regardless of what you've spent before, has 40 AP to spend. But you only get it, the abilities, when you have the weapon equipped, other than the one special ability that you can get proficiency in.
Okay, so that's not quite Final Fantasy 9 then.
Yeah, not quite, but definitely.
Like Final Fantasy 9, you didn't have like a pool of AP or anything. It's just like a second XP bar, but only for your equipment. And like once you got proficiency in that piece of equipment, it was now useless to you except for the raw stats.
Gotcha.
So like what you would do when you were trying to power up for like a hard boss fight or something like that is like you'd go buy like a copy of everything that was in the store and like just run around do field battles while like swapping out equipment constantly as you like mastered new abilities and then like you just wear the best one.
Yeah,
The
fair
one with the
enough.
best stats afterwards.
So, for example, I think Cloud's, yeah, the second weapon you ever get, because Cloud's first weapon starts with full, uh, you have the special abilities because those are your base abilities. But your second weapon, you get a triple strike as your special AP ability that you can keep if you use enough. And that's just 3 hard hits, and you swap between targets. if there
Right.
are multiple targets anyway.
Ever tell you about that time that I was playing Final Fantasy VII when I was a kid, and I accidentally sold the free materia?
Oh no. Oh dear.
Yeah,
Big
there was
goof.
no buyback screen on those older RPGs. By the way, people, you couldn't just buy shit back.
Yeah. Oh,
That thing was gone.
that is
I was
super
not getting it
unfortunate.
back. And I didn't
Especially,
remember where I picked it up either, so I couldn't just like load a save and grab it from there.
yeah, and that was before the era of looking up game packs.
Yep. Oh, I
Uh,
don't even think we had a like a computer capable of internet at the time,
yeah, and then
because we only got a computer capable of internet when I was like 12.
yeah, let's see. Barrett is obviously a machine gun. Gets a powerful attack that charges up over time, where you can kind of force it to charge, but it takes a second. Um, has access to lightning materia immediately.
Okay, I think that's different
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's different.
because I don't remember a lot about Final Fantasy VII, like the actual like details of it. But I don't think you started with any materia, like any character, until you were like halfway through the game, and then
Yeah,
like maybe Vincent or Red 13 would start with some.
yeah, and then yeah, all of them actually have access to materia right away. Cloud has fire, Barrett has lightning, and Tifa has uh, blizzard.
I've got one of those like small brain, big brain, middle of the pack graph chart memes in my head right now. And the small brain is, oh wow, that machine gun fire cut off Barrett's hand. That's really fucking gnarly. And the middle point is just like, bullets aren't big enough for that. That's not how that works. And then the big brain thing, at the far other end, it's just like, oh wow, that machine gun absolutely fucked up his hand, so he couldn't use it anymore and got it amputated. That's really gnarly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was just thinking, like, as a kid, like, I looked at it and I was like, there's no way that machine gun cut his hand off like that. And now, like, knowing what I know about the human body and how bullets work, it didn't have to cut his hand off. All it had to do was mangle the bones.
Yeah, it just had to make it so the better option is nah, amputate.
Yeah, because like the way for people who don't remember the scene or didn't play the game, there was a cut scene when like Barrett's doing like I think he's talking about some battle that he was in. He was hanging off of someone's hand from a cliff, like, and his buddy was like holding his hand trying to pull him back up, and someone did a strafing run, and the bullets went right across his wrist, and that's how he lost his hand. He just like
Which
fell down
I
from there.
wonder if they're gonna do a cutscene of that, because now they have the technology.
Yeah, be cool, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't remember what part of the game it was in, so like I couldn't tell you like if it would already be in like
Yeah.
which installment of the three that you're going to have for the remake.
Yeah, and honestly, things switch up by a lot because
I've heard that from Jim Sterling at least, like that, like the whole thing, like you get a couple hours into like the first installment and shit's already like going off the wall and weird.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like absolutely not what was going on in the base game.
Yeah, because you actually meet Aerith earlier than you are quote unquote supposed to. You actually meet her as you're escaping from the initial reactor scene.
Really?
Yeah, because you get up into topside Midgar and you're running down the street just like kind of having a PTSD episode for one thing, because yeah, Cloud around burning buildings.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you happen upon her, and you know, I'm not going to get into too many details, but she gives Cloud a flower. Cloud doesn't know her name yet, but he clearly met her way before he falls into the church later.
It's interesting.
Yeah. And then the other thing, because I can bring this up, you just get the Ifrit materia. Jesse gives it to you, actually.
Yeah, I still don't even remember where you get it in the original game.
Yeah, but you had to actually
I know it's in
find
like the
it.
first couple of hours, but fucking
Yeah, exactly. You knew you had to
because
find it, though.
I had it when I was leaving through the junkyard playground. That's like within a couple hours of the start of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 6 hours into the game, and of course, like I was a kid, so I was taking fucking forever on everything. Uh,
Let me see here.
it's
So you get it
obtained in the cargo ship during dangerous voyage. The
yeah,
boss of the area drops it after being defeated, but I don't actually.
yeah. And if you exit the area without picking up the materia, it's permanently missed. Oof.
Dangerous voyage. 13th chapter is the fourth chapter of the second act. That's not actually that early in the game, then.
Yeah, no. But yeah, Jesse gives it to you, and there's a lot more detail about who Jesse is as a character. She wanted to be an actress, but her dad got sick working for Shinra and getting Mako exposure, basically. So she's like, nah, ecoterrorism time. But she still tells her mom that she's an actress to not worry her and not tell her things that she shouldn't know. And yeah, we just
Apparently, AP is also in the original Final Fantasy VII, and I just didn't know that.
Oh, huh.
I don't remember anything about it. Like I said, I don't remember any of the fucking details of that game.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, there are these ghostly figures enforcing. It was kind of the Spider-Man canon event meme before the Spider-Verse came out.
Trying to force the quote unquote story to go as the way it's supposed to, or whatever.
Yeah, because
You
Cloud.
little shit.
Yeah, because
Go.
Cloud meets Reno in the church and bites him. And I'm informed that you don't fight Reno until the rooftop of Shinra HQ.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I have memories of Reno being in a church, but I'm pretty sure that was from Advent Children. He was fighting Tifa.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't even Reno. That was one of the Sephiroth clones.
Oh, okay. One of those fuckers.
Yeah, for people who don't know, Advent Children is about a bunch of Sephiroth clones trying to resurrect Sephiroth. It's not great. Bad idea.
Yeah. So, Reno, you fuck his shit up as Cloud, and you're about to fucking kill him. Now, Aerith says don't do it, but also the ghostly figures actually pull you further into the church to separate you from Reno so you don't kill his ass.
Interesting.
And while a game over is still a game over, there are instances where the ghostly figures, like, for one thing, protect Aerith from falling at one point, because they're in the area and she's not supposed to die yet.
I do want to play them myself, but like I know I'm never gonna get to, or at least won't be able to for several years. So,
Well, at least I would wait until the third comes out anyway.
oh yeah, absolutely. Like, there's that, but I also just mean like I ain't got any money. So
Yo ho, pirates like for me.
yes, there is that, but I actually don't even know if you can. Like, I don't know how it's set up. Like, that it may be impossible to pirate them.
It's not impossible.
Hold on, I'm confirming this.
Well, I can tell you because I should have a pirate's hat on right now, but I don't have the asset.
It's the early Final Fantasy ports. I don't see a Final Fantasy 7 anywhere. Maybe I just typed it wrong. Hold a second. So you never know with these sites. You may need to do specific Roman numerals or what.
There you go.
Let's see. Oh, straight from Figural, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yep.
Fucking 94 gigabytes?
It is hefty. Hefty, my friend.
God damn.
And
that's only a third of the game? Because there's 3 parts? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Goddamn software bloat, I swear.
Granted, we say a third of the game, but, it expands out Midgar into a full game. Because you see way more of Midgar than you would in Final Fantasy VII. Shops, new people. There's a bisexual, just really, really horny for racing you, dude. Because yes, you fight on motorbike at one point.
I'm pretty sure you fight on your motorcycle in the original game too.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the things I do remember. You're going down the highway and you're trying to protect a convoy or escape pursuers, but like Shinra, I'm pretty sure it's Shinra at least. Shinra, mercenaries or guards or whatever the fuck, ride up beside you and you just smack them with your giant fucking sword and just send them careening off to the side and exploding.
Yeah. So they expand out.
And then later, there's an arcade version of that. You can just play that mini game whenever you want later on.
Oh, excellent.
I'm pretty sure it's in the Gold Saucer.
Yeah. So in this case, you actually have a guy who likes to fight and race you, a soldier 3rd class named Rocher.
Right on. I don't think the soldier ranks were actually all that well fleshed out in the original game.
Yeah.
I think that was a Crisis Core thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which I never played. So I have no idea what the fuck, the only thing I know is that, Sephiroth was, the top-of-the-line kind of soldier, and Cloud was not.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
But he claims to be. Because memory.
Yeah, because he's got Zack's memories, yeah.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
Yeah, he also dresses like Zack and uses Zack's weapon and all that.
Gotcha.
And he realizes this and comes to terms with it later on in Final Fantasy VII, the base game at least. But Crisis Core is all about how that happened in the first place. Gotcha. And Zack and all that shit. And if you look at Zack, you should go ahead and look up pictures of Zack right now, and then look up pictures of how Cloud looks, and it's okay, this motherfucker's just
that's a prototype of that, yeah. But yeah, so it's straightforward. Going from, I think 5th class is the lowest, 1st class is the top.
Makes sense. That's roughly how I imagined it would be. It's first rate versus third rate kind of deal.
Yeah. But yeah, here's what Roche looks like.
I recognize this fucker from somewhere. I've probably seen him in a video somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Because, again, he really, really likes to race you.
he has the kind of design that like some very specific people would go wild for. So
Yeah. He's very much a fight me character that I like. He's
that's
not
fair.
he's not Xenos, but he's also kind of partially into you, I think.
It's not difficult to be a better person than Xenos.
True enough.
Even I manage it, all right?
I mean, that's true. But I also mean a character I can enjoy, because I can enjoy a character that is also doing deplorable things.
Oh yeah, same. And I thought like Xenos served his role in the story well.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm glad he's fucking gone.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, he served his role in the story well, but also quit chasing me, you weirdo.
Yeah, I think it's different in Final Fantasy 14 because like you're encouraged to be your warrior of light. Like you customize them much more than you customize, say, Cloud or
Yeah.
Zidane or fucking Leon or whatever.
Which
Or Squall. I'm sorry.
Yeah, which I do appreciate that. Yeah, there's the horny model swaps, but there is actually a model swap to just make Cloud a woman. You don't think that's
Just have Cloud be running around in his woman outfit all the time?
Well, there's that, but also there is just somebody made Cloud with tits.
That's amazing. I love that.
And
I've seen people like try to claim that Cloud is a fucking like a twink, and I'm just like looking at this man, and I'm just like, you guys have no idea what the fuck a twink is anymore.
Yeah, no.
Cloud is not a twink. Cloud is what we call a pretty.
Yeah. Cloud is pretty boy. He's not a twink.
Because like, man's got biceps the size of my thighs.
Yeah, though sometimes a twink can have muscles, but not usually. Like, I would say that Breath of the Wild, a Link, is a twink.
Yeah, I can see that. He's like an athletic twink.
Yeah, because he doesn't have biceps that huge.
Yeah, he's not Cloud with these just like big old arms.
Yeah.
That's an exaggeration for comedy, by the way. His arms are not as big as my thighs. My thighs are fucking enormous. I got tree trunks for legs. There's a reason why I used to specialize in like kicking for unarmed combat, all right? It's an exaggeration. It's comedy. We do that here. Before someone tries to at me. Before I get protests in the comments. I know you people. You're on the internet, same as I am. If I didn't preempt you, you definitely were going to. One of you, someone. But yeah, Cloud is not a twink. He's what the Japanese term ikemen refers to. He's a pretty boy.
Yeah, he's pretty boy. He's got a very pretty face. And that's even more true in Remake. But he is also muscular.
Which of course he fucking is. He's like 5'7" and like 170 pounds or something like that. Dude is solid. I remember reading his fucking bio. He's at least like 40 pounds heavier than I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think they do the kind of romantic elements with each of the characters rather well. Because, there is some romance to be had between Cloud and Aerith, Cloud and Tifa, Cloud and Jessie.
Tifa and Aerith.
Tifa and Aerith, but I think that's more in Rebirth.
Good.
Oh yeah, like, I won't give the details, but they go on what the game calls a date.
Excellent. Beautiful.
And I mean, it is very much a date,
Like,
but the game uses that language.
Just pull up his wiki, and I'm just like looking at this man. It's like, there's no world in which this is a twink.
Yeah, there's no world where that boy is a twink.
Like maybe in like one of those what's it fucking called? Is it Bara? This is a big beefy man yaoi.
Yeah, like Bara. Yeah, that's Bara.
Maybe in one of those settings, like where all the men are like that, he'd be considered a twink, but that's only in relation to everyone else, which is like 3 times his size.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, no, like, yes, you can dress Cloud up very pretty, and it's great, but that boy's got arms on him.
Let me see your dress, boy. He does not look happy with any of these outfits. And then again, Cloud never looks happy, but still.
Yeah, in particular,
I think his face is like permanently stuck like that. His hair too, because like apparently, like whenever they were like doing his hair up like this and giving him extensions, they didn't think to like fucking brush it or gel it or anything.
Yeah.
Or maybe they tried and it just didn't work.
Yeah, it could be that as well. Fucking Mako makes it stand up.
I mean, the Mako makes his eyes green, so like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, if you didn't know that, Cloud's eyes are actually blue. You just don't see that very often because, like, the Mako makes it green.
Yeah. In this case, it actually changes how the eyes look. Because if you look here, his eyes are actually pretty blue. Like, not super blue, but it's blue enough that...
What, in these fucking dress images?
Yeah, in the dress images.
It looks more like blue-green to me, honestly.
Yeah. But, yeah, like
it's like a very piercing green, too. You might call it aquamarine, maybe?
Yeah, but yeah, they do talk about the eyes and the way...
And the like
way they look.
But yeah, his eyes aren't naturally that intense.
Yep.
Mako exposure does a whole lot of funky things to people.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I know the reason, but I'm not going to spoil it for people who don't. It didn't kill Cloud like it does most people.
Yeah. Also, I love the dresses for both Aerith and Tifa as well.
Oh yeah, I saw one. There was one with Tifa in a short kimono, which I quite liked.
Yep. Yeah. Here's Tifa's. And then here is Aerith's.
Apparently, like these aren't just like, at least in the remake, they're not just like things that you get by performing really well in mini games. You got to do like side quests and shit, like answer questions properly. Fucking weird.
Yeah, you have to do all the side quests, it looks like, to get them.
Yeah, because like for people who don't know, in the original, to get the best wig, all you had to do was like squat in minigame really well. And then the dude that you were competing against for squats would just give you his wig.
Yeah. The only
he'd give you his wig anyway, but it would be a different wig if you fucked up.
Yeah. And the only one that you don't have to really do anything for is for Tifa's dresses. You just have to say which kind of dress you think would look nice on her at an early point in the game. And I guess, for whatever she's doing to why ever she's going to the Dawns.
Fucking all of them? Tifa best girl?
Yeah,
Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, Tifa best girl, but I did also choose the short kimono.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. It's the one that actually genuinely looks the best on her.
Yeah, but any of them, fantastic. But yeah, there's mods to give Cloud tits. There's mods to change the text box dialogue to make, use she, her pronouns.
I'm also sure there's mods to take his pants off.
Indeed, there is many a mod for that.
Because I know, like, as soon as like the Resident Evil remake came out with Leon in it, there were mods to take his pants off.
100%. Yeah, we actually get to see more of the Honeybee Inn. We get to see a lot more of various locations.
What about Barrett's daughter? Is it Maria?
Marlene, I think.
Marlene. Yes, that Marlene something.
Yeah.
I knew it was M.A. something.
Yeah, we get to meet her, and we get to see more of her.
That's good, because like she barely fucking features at all in the first game. In the original. And it's just one of those things that like would lend more motivation and depth to Barrett's character to actually see his daughter and interact with her more.
Yes, in which we do definitely see more of her. He interacts with his daughter more. Yeah,
that's
Marlene.
good. Like I don't blame Squeenix for not doing that originally, because like the game was already for this long with what we got on the PS1. So it's like, I don't know, dude. Like they couldn't really pack much more than what we got in there as is.
Yeah. So yeah, Marlene. Marlene features more. She hangs out with Tifa a lot when Barrett's doing Avalanche stuff.
Assuming Tifa is not also doing Avalanche stuff at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
In which case, she gets the third pick for babysitter, who probably feels really bad all the time. But he's the third pick.
Yeah.
Shut up, Ember. You are okay, you little fucker. I don't care. Stop it. Go away. No. Can you hear him?
Yes. Very chatty.
So at least I don't sound like I'm just talking to myself here.
Yeah, no, I can hear that. I can hear that loudmouth.
Little fucker. They've been really loud lately for I don't even know why. They just have been. Like they've been getting food on time. Been getting plenty of food. They're not missing anything. Shut up, you little fucker.
Yeah, and Barrett talks about reading stories to Marlene and doing all the voices.
Hell yeah. Like, because Barrett is like the platonic ideal of dad.
Yes, 100%.
Shit, like my dad's not even a bad person or anything like that, and I prefer Barrett, but that's because like it's Barrett, you know?
Yeah, it's fucking Barrett.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty good, because like I even like agree with his politics in basically every respect.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, yeah, go for it, dude.
Yeah, which we do see.
Bomb that corpo headquarters.
Yeah, and we do get to see more of like Avalanche HQ, like of the main body that Barrett's group broke off from. who may or may not be working for Wuta now.
That's good because I don't even remember them being in the first game.
Yeah, I think it was in like Crisis Core or something.
That would make sense because I didn't play Crisis Core. I don't know if it's actually true or not, but I was under the impression that it was only released on like PSP or PS Vita or something like that. So I just didn't get it.
Yeah, fair enough. We get to see like an orphanage that Aerith contributes to sometimes. And just a lot of expanding out because you actually get to see each of the districts. You know, so far we've seen Sector 7, where Seventh Heaven is. We get to see Sector 5, which is where Eris House is. And we get to see Wall Market, which is Sector 6 /
fucking whatever.
You know, where the Dawn's place is.
I remember going into that area in the original and just somehow being stunned by the artwork of climbing up the rickety ass like bridge, almost staircase kind of thing. It's just like made out of the shittiest junk people could find, but like just whatever would work to get you into the area from like this other area that you were in. I think my obsession with cyberpunk started very early.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thanks, Final Fantasy VII. Like I'm not even usually one of those people that like claim Final Fantasy VII as like a formative memory or anything like that in like gaming or fictional taste, but like in this case, like, yeah, apparently.
Yeah, just like the visual style there.
It's not that fucking good shit, dude. Where? Son of a bitch. There they are. Sorry, I had to clean my. So I got instead of a mouse pad, I've got like this entire fucking desk pad. It's a mouse pad that goes across your entire desk, and because of that, I can't really like take it off the desk and like roll it up and clean it. I just gotta take like a wet rag to it. Yes, like let it dry. But that also means like I have to move everything back a little bit. I'm missing all my shit that is not in the usual lid, not in the usual place.
Yeah,
aside from that, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm showing you some images of what Wall Market looks like, and just very, very cyberpunk.
Oh yeah. I specifically remember that fucking neon windmill from the original.
Mm-hmm.
Just obviously in much lower res and static background rather than a model that actually moves. But I remember that shit.
Yeah.
God, like that mix of English and Japanese letters, just like this, perfectly encapsulates like cyberpunk aesthetics.
Yeah.
At least like how they've evolved over the years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, it's real good. So yeah, other than that, well, I've been reading the Dawn to Dawn manga.
Barrett, why are you wearing like your rifle on your hand around your kid? Like, get the prosthetic out for that shit, at least.
Yeah, seriously. Though, in fairness to him, he was going to see her right after we had done our job.
I guess to let her know that he was safe or some shit.
Yeah, go let her know. Yeah, that he's there. She's safe. For all I know, he took that off once he was actually getting her tucked into bed.
It was like, it's my work hand. It's the business one.
Yeah. But yeah, really, the only other thing I've been up to is Dandadan manga, which kind of tells you folks at home how much I liked Dandadan.
Yeah, Mal has been like in the back channels, just like going, "Oh shit, this one thing that happened at Dandadan. I can't say anything because the spoilers, but damn, there's one thing that happened."
Yeah, basically, and then just showing out of context funnies.
Like I scrolled back to look at some of those, and then I scrolled past the short-haired Freeman again, and like I am become Himmel. Now I know how Himmel felt. God damn.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, anything before we get started on Dawn to Dawn?
I have more thoughts on Diablo 3 because, like, as you've probably seen, I've been playing it a bit more the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Not as much as Discord has been telling everyone that I've been playing it, because, like, for those of you who don't know me very well yet, something that I do is I will leave games up while I'm doing other things so I can just tab back in and, like, not have to wait for the loading up process and the fucking splash screens and taking time to load the game and all that shit. I'll just leave it up in the background, just like pause somewhere in a fucking like corner, and while I'm doing other shit, then I'll just like tab back in, play for half an hour, and then tab back out and do some other shit. So Discord tells people that I've been playing Diablo 3 for like fucking 18 hours a day, and that's just not true. It's lying. Don't believe that shit. Don't believe what Discord tells you about my gaming habits. I have been playing more of it, and I so normally I'm pretty much always on the side of like authorial intent, right? You know how I am, like as an author myself, as an artist myself. I think the intent that goes into like this stuff is like super important and everything, but like there is still situations where even I'm like, nah, you missed. Your intent may have been to like do this thing, but you fucked it up. And I remember I was thinking about this because I was talking to Nate yesterday about how like Diablo 3's aesthetic is very much more modern Blizzard than Diablo 1 and 2 is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's obvious. Of course, like artistic styles change over time, and there was like about a damn decade, I think, maybe even a full decade, maybe more, between the release of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. So of course there was going to be some changes there. But like one of the problems is Blizzard focused so heavily on Warcraft and Starcraft for so long that their aesthetic style is all that and not Diablo anymore, right? Which is also fine if that's what you want to work on. But like the problem here is that like Diablo 3 is very cartoony, and yes, I know there were plenty of articles and poor reviews about it at the time from other people on the internet. I know I'm rehashing shit that's like 12 years old now. I get it. But like still, it's not that I strictly dislike it, but I dislike it as a Diablo property specifically. Yeah, it's because like it just doesn't fit the feeling of the gothic fantasy. Like I hate to like basically paraphrase the old articles and shit ass reviews that were just like being assholes half the time. But it is too bright in like many respects. Like the original Diablo 2, at least, like because that's the only one that you saw like multiple different like environments in. Because like in Diablo 1, it was like the village and then the caves and catacombs beneath. It's just all underground shit. So we're just gonna be like comparing it to Diablo 2 for the purposes of this rant here. In Diablo 2, a lot of the colors were not quite washed out, but not as vibrant. And that was done on purpose because gave the sense of a more dour and dire situation, a darker world, a more dangerous world. There's less color, it's less bright and easy to look at. It's darker, for lack of a better term. It's not actually darker because, like, of course, like there's the desert that you go into in Act Two. It's actually quite bright there, but it's not. What's the word? Saturated, vibrant yellow sand. It's like this sort of pale, washed out, nearly white sand, and the rock is much the same. Like it's sort of like this limestone, sandstone kind of thing, not like this brightly colored other shit that you get in Chaldeum. And this extends to the violence as well. Like all the blood in Diablo 2 was like this sort of dark, sticky bullshit, In Diablo 3, it's like this bright, colorful spurt, which I guess is accurate to real life. Blood is actually pretty bright in real life until you get like a whole fucking lot of it, and by that amount I mean like a swimming pool kind of lot. Unless you get the deoxygenated shit, but that's not going to stay deoxygenated for long in open air. So like whenever you cut yourself, you don't get like dark blood coming out. You get like bright blood. It's bright red. It's because like it oxygenates as soon as like it comes into contact with the air for obvious fucking reasons. It's not some special process that oxygenates the blood in the body. But we traditionally make blood darker in fiction to give it that more sinister look. Like when we're visually depicting blood and like violent scenes, we make the blood dark because the bright colors in our brains, for whatever fucking reason, means happy or passionate rather than violent, dark, deadly, lethal. Which it should be the other way around, because like the brightly colored shit in nature is the stuff that you don't want to fucking let touch you or eat. But I don't know. But like the violence is all very cartoony, and like I get that the team that did this stuff did that on purpose, but man, it just does not feel like Diablo. I think like the grim, brutal settings and tone of action RPGs is pretty like critical to the gameplay, like as a thematic overreaching thing over top the gameplay, because like if you really fucking think about it, and most people fucking do, I'm sure, like while they're playing these games, and then they just like shuffle it to the back of their head and not actually talk about it. But like it's really fucking weird that like one motherfucker kills thousands upon thousands of people in like by themselves, and like not even like working as a small unit, which is already weird enough in games like fucking Dragon Age Origins.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like 4 dudes facing off against like 30 is like the stuff of legends already. So like one person like running, like just dashing through the desert, cutting down like bands of hundreds of bandits or demons or whatever it is ridiculous. And if you're gonna sell that in any real way, you've either got to make it satirical, or you've got to make the world really, really fucking dark. And I prefer the latter method. I'm sure there's some like ways of doing it satirically, but like, I'm actually kind of glad for this. Like the one instance I gotta go back on my words about like less. That I don't want less of the thing that you like. I want more of the thing that I like. In this case, yes, I do think it's good that we have less satirical like games, because a lot of satirical games are taking the piss out of the fact that they are games. You know,
not actually.
Which I don't. That's not. That's not okay. I mean, I guess it's okay. Like, it's not like deeply offensive or anything like that. It's just like, it's weird, right? Like, why are you taking the piss out of the fact that you're a game when you are like, you set out to make the game? If you don't believe in games as a medium, what the fuck are you doing? You're certainly not there for the money. Like, no one in the games industry except for the execs make like money, like, if you're not making them out of passion because you love games, why are you there? It just feels weird when games are satirical. So I think that Diablo 3 should not have been as like cartoony and I don't know, colorful as it is.
Yeah,
It bothers me.
Yeah, that's fair. That doesn't seem like Diablo from everything anybody has said.
Like it's very like Diablo 3 is the beginning of modern Blizzard, I think, in terms of like style, like gameplay style, like very Skinner box style shit. It's the first one that I can think of that's just like super Skinner box to fuck, at least among Blizzard's properties. I don't know. Did Overwatch come out before Diablo 3? I don't think it did.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure Diablo 3 beat it by a couple of years. Only a couple though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Diablo 3 release date 2012. Overwatch
2016.
release date. Yes, so 4 years. Good. Okay, so I'm not just talking out of my ass here. I'm right. Yes. Anyways, like Diablo 3 is like very much like modern Blizzard shit where it's like this Skinner bucks to fuck like play this game forever or fuck off kind of deal, right? Which I think is fucking disgusting personally. And like just about everyone I know also thinks that's disgusting. So it's an okay game, but it's still got that feeling of like this game and the people who made it or published it at least and bankrolled it want you to spend your entire life playing this game. They want you to constantly be like grinding and farming and playing this game forever. And that's one of the things that I also don't like about Path of Exile, by the way, for anyone wondering.
Yeah.
Like Path of Exile isn't even like egregious about it like Diablo 3, but it's still baked into the very core of the mechanics. Like everyone really likes the loot explosions and the zoom, zoom, zoom in modern ARPGs because like it feels good to get that constant dopamine drip. But like, if that's exactly why I don't like it, because these games expect you to be playing them forever. So in Diablo 3, this is represented by the fact that like you've got to constantly grind up what are like legendaries. But then guess what? There's two more stages of further rarity and power after legendary. It's primals or it's ancients, and then it's primals or primal ancients or whatever the fuck. And it's like, why? What are you doing? Why like legendaries are already rare enough. And like to hear people like talk about it, and I've noticed this myself as well. I can get like fucking 5 to 10 uh legendaries within 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm not even playing on the really hard difficulties. It's really easy, and they're still called legendaries for some fucking reason. I don't get it. Like they just dissonance. But like, then you gotta find the fucking the ancient legendaries, which have the higher ranges and better stats and shit like that. Oh, but wait, then you want to get the primal legendaries, which have perfect rolls on all the stats that are also bigger than the normal legendaries, and it's just like, stop,
Yeah.
stop, just like at some point, stop. And it's the same problem with fucking Path of Exile, because rather than legendaries or uniques, as they call them in Path of Exile, you can get by just fine using the rares in Path of Exile. That's fine. But the real problem comes in the fact that you need literal thousands of a given resource type just to like get the rolls of like it's called rolls, but get the sockets and the links on the sockets on your equipment to be the exact say the right number that you need, the right configuration that you need, and then the right color that you need. And you need thousands of 3 different resources, one for each of those categories that I just said. Thousands. And you've got to apply them manually, constantly. And it's like, why? Why do I need to apply this thing 1,000 times to my equipment to get like the right combination of red, blue, green on the sockets? You sons of bitches.
Yeah. That
I can only think that this is like designed to make you play the game for longer, which
yeah.
is disgusting to me.
Yeah, like it is the type of old grindy shit that should have died with older games.
It should have died with EverQuest, god damn it. Not that EverQuest is actually dead, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for people who didn't know, EverQuest 1 is still alive and well. Like, they're still even coming out with expansions. It's still around.
Wait, they're even coming out with expansions, okay.
Yes. Hold on. What was the most recent EverQuest expansion? Most recent EverQuest expansion. The most recent EverQuest expansion is the Outer Brood, released on December 3rd, 2024.
Wow.
It's the
Wow.
31st expansion.
Wow. And I thought Final Fantasy XI was impressive.
Yeah, no. I mean, Final Fantasy 11 is impressive. Like the fact that any MMO like goes that long, any game at all goes that long, still being updated and supported with new content even is impressive.
Yeah.
But like EverQuest, yeah. But anyway, like it's this kind of thing in games is like having extraneous, useless scenes in movies or TV shows or anime or anything like that. You know, just like useless cliffhangers that go nowhere. People drawing out dramatic moments for no other reason than to pad runtime. It's literally just a waste of your time. It gives you nothing. It enriches nothing.
Yeah.
There is no new experience here. It's just the same thing over and over again. And there is something to be said for the kind of like predictable monotony. I get that. But
it's not using
you
those
can
in
get that by
interesting
playing a
ways.
different game like twice, you know? You don't need to have I can just play your game twice, you know? Like I don't need you to pad out the end game in quotes.
Yeah, no. And
Like
actually,
shit, look at like what Michael Zaki does. I've been referring to him by his meme name so often lately that like I meant to say Miyazaki there.
yeah, but yeah, fucking the Souls and Souls-like games, Elden Ring, like those games are real good. They give us plenty of content. Yes, Elden Ring does reuse like mini bosses, but that's honestly fine in my opinion. Some people don't like
Yeah,
it.
I think anyone complaining about like the reuse of mini bosses in Elden Ring needs to shut the fuck up because that's what mini bosses are for.
Yeah,
It'll like they allow you to give like a challenging enemy multiple times
yeah,
without them being like a big beefy enemy.
yeah,
And like from a like a gameplay standpoint, the Everjails that have copies of other enemies or you know other main bosses that you get to fight again later through some other means, and they have some like in quotes contrived lore reason for it. That is literally there so you can fight a boss you like twice. Stop complaining about it.
yeah, absolutely.
Like Godfroy is there so you can fight him because you liked fighting Godric. That's
Yeah,
why he's there.
yeah, he's there because you liked fighting him, and also so you can kick his ass even better.
Like, I'm sure George R. R. Martin actually wrote a character Godfroy into the story, and then the Miyazaki went, if he's the first person that did grafting and Godric also did grafting, that means we can give him the same moveset and let players fight the same boss that they really like twice.
Yeah, yeah,
There you
absolutely.
go.
Yeah, you go. All right, first dude who did grafting, cool. You know, give the moveset. And yeah, like, and for not wasting your time, that's actually something I appreciate about both the anime we'll be talking about today.
Yeah, like every fucking frame of these animes, like fucking packed. It's the good shit. There's nothing trying to like drag shit out here.
Yeah, there is no wasted time here.
Which, like, I can also say about Freerin in the exact other direction. It's all wasted time, but in the best possible way.
Yeah, it's all drawing out stuff
A very
because
long journey, because that's the point. The journey is the point.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, where Don to Don slows things down a little bit, it's to use the fact that they have changed mediums from manga to anime and make that shit look sick.
Yeah. And plus, like, Okaru's visual gags are just, like, incredible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okaru's visual gags, the fucking musical touches.
Sorry, just setting the AC because, like, it decided that it didn't want to fucking stay on, even though I'm still sweating in here.
Yeah, right. Don to Don's frequent use of a remix of the William Tell overture.
Yeah. Just remember a scene from this last episode. Uh,
Yeah.
or the first episode I watched today, which we watched both episodes.
Yes, we watched
Mel did it like right after that stream. I did it today.
Yeah, I did it right after that stream because I wanted to know more about Gigi. But Kat did it today.
Yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't remember anything but the broad strokes. So
yeah. So we get started because we'll get into Don to Don here. We get started with Gigi at the door, like episode 10 ended, and Okaru's like, "Oh, from hearing it from Psycho, that's her childhood friend, first love. He must be really cool. He looks sporty." And then he acts like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, he opens his mouth and just weird shit falls out.
Yeah, and not like a bad sort of weird, he's not being like a dickhead. He is just very animated
and eccentric.
Yeah, he's very.
That's the polite word for what I mean.
Yeah, he's very eccentric and could absolutely annoy the shit out of a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I don't hate him, but I can definitely see some people like not wanting to like watch the show or read the manga after seeing him. I get it. I understand. I think he's well done, but that's gonna like bother a lot of people because he is a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Granted, he doesn't bog shit down with his gags even later. Like,
yeah, absolutely not. It's like he crams his gags into the same space that it takes like a normal character to say like one sentence. His gags are just part of that one sentence. He just talks weird. He's a weirdo.
Yeah, he talks weird. He moves weird. Fucking Ira decides that Momo is going to cause Ragnarok.
Yeah, like she says it by name to Ragnarok, and it's like, girl, you are getting all your shit from anime. I can tell.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you're the preppy girl that doesn't want to admit that she reads manga and watches anime. All right.
Yep. And then she just fucking dashes out, and we will not see her again for these 2 episodes.
Or rather, because I know that anime in Japan is literally just like TV shows. Like everyone watches something to an extent. Like most people, at least. Some people may just like read or whatever.
It's one of those things where they have evolved to the point where animation is not just considered by the larger populace for children.
Yeah, it's just a different kind of TV show over there. So rather than watches anime, I mean watches fantasy anime.
Yeah, watches shonen and shoujo.
Like you can tell this girl gets all her information from that, and she's one of those girls that doesn't want to admit that she watches fantasy.
And I love that Momo's like, "Oi, it's your turn to say you see you tomorrow."
It is his turn. And he didn't know that. What a nerd.
Yeah. And I like that the anime really doesn't leave any questions on how this relationship is gonna go. Like, these 2 idiots will feel, inferior or feel like there's a challenge. But there really isn't. They both really, really like each other.
Yeah, like within a couple of episodes of like seeing this show, you know that these two are gonna like make out at some point. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen.
But yeah, so
Like
we get
these two
into
are definitely like into each other.
yeah, so we actually get into the meat of this episode, which is finding out, yeah, Gigi is staying at the house because his parents were hospitalized.
And Grandma Seiko didn't say anything.
Yeah,
because of course she didn't.
Yeah, Dad's like a geologist or something like that. So they moved out.
Yeah, he studies volcanoes and shit.
Okay, volcanologist.
It's a specific kind of a geologist, but I don't. Yeah, volcanologist. There we go.
Yeah, so they traveled out to the mountains, and Gigi's like, yeah, fucking ghosts or something. Something bad's going on.
I call a bunch of he called a bunch of like spirit mediums and like exorcists and shit. Like 3 of the 5 of them killed themselves after being in that house.
Yeah.
So like that's how you know the real shit's about to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 out of 5 of them.
And like of the survivors, they told him to go to Seiko.
Yeah.
And he's like, cool, I know her.
Yeah, but now he's here. He's got to apologize because he did make fun of the idea of spirit mediums when he was a kid.
Which, yeah, this isn't the first time we've seen him. We see what he looked like as a kid, and yes, he was in one of the earlier episodes.
Yeah, and we do legitimately see we see these spirit mediums, which they're a good variety of. Like, there's a Shinto kind of style priest. There's
a modern spiritual investigator I saw on there.
Yeah, there's a Buddhist in there. I
think there was also a Shinto priest.
Yeah, that's what I said, Shinto priest.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said Christian priest for a second.
Oh. Yeah, no, Shinto priest, then a Buddhist, then a detective-looking lady in a red coat. Not really.
Like the modern idea of what a spirit medium looks like, right?
Yeah, and then there's I'm not sure what the last one is, but he's got a staff, there's like black poofs on his
Send me a picture.
Yeah, sure.
Because that sounds like an onmyoji or Shinto priest.
Yeah,
like a monk.
Yeah, because he doesn't have the hat. The other guy had the hat, but here.
Oh yeah, that's gods, I know what the outfit is called even. That's the Mountain Saint outfit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a type of Shinto priest. I don't remember what the actual term for it is, but that's a type of Shinto priest.
Oh yeah,
doesn't have the staff that I thought you meant, but yeah, that's just like a walking stick kind of staff.
Yeah.
The one that I was thinking of was the one with the rings on the top that jingle as they walk.
Yeah, because that's the first one we see. It's the one that has, well, he has the kind of shaped hat. Like, I don't know how to explain it better, and the sort of I think it's supposed to be like a fan or a brush. But either way,
it sounds like it's supposed to be a Tengu fan.
But yeah, 3 of these 5 motherfuckers killed themselves.
Oh no! I'm looking at the episode now as well. That's a it's used. It's used in fire dances and festivals to cleanse stuff. It's a Shinto thing. The brush that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I just saw it. Let's see. There's 2 different Shinto priests, a Buddhist.
Yeah.
And then like 2 modern mediums, it looks like.
Yeah. And it looks like the Shinto, at least I assume that the Shinto, given But yeah. And
If they're not
also,
wearing modern clothes, it's not a Buddhist. Those are the Shinto guys.
yeah,
There's two of them in there.
the Buddhist looks like he killed himself, and then we don't know. Oh, we do know who one of them is, because, yeah, fucking went in front of a train. Yeah, and this is Valley of Snakes, by the way, is the area we're going to be going to.
Oh yeah, they were talking about a snake yokai on the train, weren't they?
Yep.
I actually know that one, and it looks goofy as fuck.
Yeah, it's Snake, but Flat Fuck Friday.
Yeah, that's one way of describing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, Psycho can't go help because again, gods.
Yeah, she's a local kind of thing. Let me skip to it so I can find the name of this thing. Of the snake, I mean. So I remember they said the name while they were on the train. And I know for a fact that the yokai site that I use has a page on this thing, so I can link it for everyone so they have information.
The Tsuchinoko.
Yeah. This site always takes a minute. Give it a second.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. I'm just going to put this in here because that will presumably put it on your end as well.
Good. Unless it didn't share the chat.
No, we're having network issues right now. Okay. It's not our fault, but it's uh Twitch's fault. So I'm just gonna stick that up there on your end as well, so people have it on the VOD. But yeah, they're real fucking weird looking. They're fat, stumpy snakes. I
Yeah.
can imagine that the way that the appearance of these things came about was like a snake ate some like very large prey and was all swollen and distended when someone saw him and went, "Oh fuck!" And then like the story got warped over time.
Yeah, absolutely. That could absolutely be it. Yeah, Psycho's like, yeah, you go. And if you do it, I will buy you all the uniforms you could ever desire. Which you should be fucking doing anyway, Psycho, but okay.
We did skip over the whole bit with this year's best love story in anime.
Oh no, we are not skipping that.
Well, I know, but like we were just talking about like what happened in episode 12 just now, but that happened in episode 11.
Oh no, I didn't say anything that happened in 12 yet.
Yeah, you were talking about how they were going to the Valley of the Snakes, but that wasn't revealed until episode 12.
Oh, no, actually it's on the pictures of the different mediums. It says such and such date, Valley of the Snakes.
Oh, well, shit. Anyway, the best love story to anime is the anatomy doll from the chemistry classroom comes to life. I don't know why it's in the chemistry room and not the biology room, but fucking whatever.
Yeah,
That's what Momo said. It's going into the chemistry room. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah, and to start, Gigi is now in class in their school because he's transferred over.
Yeah, of course he has.
And at first, Momo's friends are like, I don't like him. And then he compliments them. And he's like, all right, he's cool.
Yeah, well, I did catch one of the Yara friends' names this time, Miko. I don't I don't know the other one, and I don't know which one that one is, but I got one of their names.
Okay,
We'll spray you with this empty bottle cap.
So Miko is the one who is not tanned. Or is tanned as much.
It's not the tan girl with pigtails then.
Yeah, it's Miko and Muko, that's why.
Of course.
Because of course they are two peas in a fucking pod.
Yeah. Fuck. Honestly, I can see it like that's how they met in the first place. Because you know how it goes, like when you're younger in school, like you get fucking like assigned a seat in the classroom based on like your fucking name.
Yeah. Yeah, so fucking Okaroon is getting anxious because she's childhood friends with this guy. And he doesn't want to get left behind. And he's upset because he was going to eat with Momo. But then fucking Gigi opened up, with one of her favorite snacks. But that all gets thrown out when the fucking anatomy doll just starts fucking sprinting.
Yeah, like Okaroon's like walking around the corner and he hears something like fuck, what was it? It's just like, I won't give up.
Yeah,
Get out of my way. I won't give up. It's like that on repeat.
Yeah, you won't stop me.
And then like he looks up and he sees a naked dude sprinting down the road, or down the sidewalk at least. And then the naked dude turns towards him and like it's revealed this dude is a fucking anatomy doll.
Yeah.
And of course, Okaroon's like, help. Someone help, please. Because like, of course you would. Like seeing that shit.
Yeah, this thing is sprinting full force in his direction. Though we find out he did not care about Okaroon in the slightest.
Yeah, dude's just like, out of the way, fucker, and just shoves him out to the side. Momo is gonna stop him with her psychic powers, but then like Gigi, not understanding what the fuck's going on, is like, oh shit, I gotta get Momo out of the way, and like bodily picks her up and throws her to the side. With himself, of course. Like this thing jumps over them while they're laying on the ground, and she sees the golden ball hanging between his legs. And she's just like, oh fuck, it's Okaroon's nut.
Yeah, and so she grabs on with her power because Gigi's still holding on to her, not understanding what he's seeing, but seeing all of it because he interacted with the supernatural.
Yeah, although I don't think he sees the psychic hands.
No, he does.
Does he? I must have missed that line of dialogue somewhere.
Yeah, at least I think he saw that, and he just didn't understand. But he definitely saw Okaroon transform.
Oh yeah, he definitely saw Okaroon transform, but like, not everyone can see the psychic hands, even when they can see Okaroon's transformation.
Yeah. But yeah,
he just has his eyes closed the entire chase.
Yeah, or a good bit of it at least.
At least before like Okaroon like grabs them and carries them.
Yeah, and Momo's just pulling this guy until finally he breaks apart, which is his ability.
Well, like probably one of the best moments of like comedy during this is like the psychic power isn't enough to like hold the anatomy doll back, so fucking Momo and Gigi, with Gigi holding on to Momo, go flying off after the thing being pulled by Momo's psychic hand grab, because it's like an anchor or like a cable around him.
Yeah, like they're holding on tight, but he's powerful enough to keep running.
Yeah, which is wild That dude's got a lot of spiritual energy in him if you can do that shit.
Yeah. Like, I'm surprised he didn't have, something more going
Wolverine's
on.
nut.
Yeah. Because as we find out, it is just a Christmas ornament.
Yeah, it's just a Christmas ornament that he put on there for courting purposes, apparently.
Yeah, but Momo, when he does break apart and gets a cut and run, she did grab one of his organs, I think his heart or something.
Yeah, although still, fucking, I hadn't got to talk about the funny bit.
Oh yeah.
So after they go flying off like this, Okarun goes to give chase, and of course, because he don't want to ruin his uniform again, he takes his shoes and his socks off. He's kicking the weights that he was using to exercise off too. And the Flight of the Valkyries starts fucking playing, slowly going up in volume, and he goes to get into running position, then like looks down at the fucking shoe and socks, the shoes on the socks on the ground, and he just whatever, goes and kneel down again. And it zooms in all dramatic like, and it shows his face as he's getting ready to like fucking blast off. And then the very next frame is his socks folded up inside of his shoes next to the gate.
Yeah, that is real good. Also, no, that's William Tell's overture.
Is it? I
Yes.
thought it was Flight of the Valkyries.
No. Flight of the Valkyries is dun da da dun 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 da da dun 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 da da dun 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 da da dun. And William Tell's overture is the horse one. Dun da dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because I looked this up at one point. Because they used this remix earlier on in the series too, and it's real good. It is one of my favorite. You're absolutely
right. Yeah, it's the fucking horse race one. You were absolutely correct. But anyhow, she fucking punches his heart to get him to like scream when they lose him.
Yeah, and
which is also really funny.
Yeah, incredibly funny. So they go in to the scrap yard,
like a scrap yard or garbage dump or something,
and we find out
shit like that.
Yeah, and then we hear a woman's voice because he has come here to see Hana,
the other anatomy doll, the one that was there previously. We find out that his name is Taro. Hey, that's 2 for 2 so far of like characters named Taro being absolute badasses this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sakamoto's first name is Taro, for people who missed that somehow.
Yeah.
Well, then again, like it's pretty easy to miss because like, his wife and daughter don't like show up that much.
Yeah.
At least like they don't say his name very often.
Yeah, and this is what inspires Okarun not to, be a fucking lump and think that Gigi being involved in Momo's life means he has to go
I just used my teaspoon for my ice cream.
Oh.
It's not going to hurt anything, but like, it is going to make my next cup of tea taste a little bit like caramel.
Depending on the cup of tea, that's not actually bad.
No, it's just going to be chai. I always drink chai. Like, the only other thing I fucking drink is like this herbal tea called cherry blossom tea. No, it's not sakura blossoms. It's actually just cherries. Although I would try a sakura blossom tea.
Absolutely.
It'd probably be garbage because like it's a pretty flower. It's not supposed to be for tea. But I'd still try it. I'd try a tea of like most things at least once. And then vanilla Komoro. And these are the only ones that I ever drink. And the vanilla Komoro and the cherry blossom tea are like special, like I only get like $1 a month kind of deals.
Yeah.
Hell, I haven't even opened this month's yet. In fact, you know what? Yeah. That's what I'm gonna fucking do.
Yeah. So episode 12 starts with them begging Psycho to take Hana in.
Yeah, you keep talking. I'm gonna get some water real quick, but I'll keep my headphones on.
All right.
You just explain what's going on.
Yeah. So they take Hana, they beg her to take Hana in. Unfortunately, it's not this is where they explain, no, that's not Okarune's nut. Unfortunately. Meanwhile, in the background, fucking Turbo Granny is beating up Gigi for annoying her. And not like anything actually serious, just fucking kicks him. And we get to see more of Gigi, like, just being a nice person. Like, he says, now I understand why you're, why you, Momo, are being trusted with the exorcism, and Okarune, you are badass. I wish I had powers like that. You can see there's still a little bit of that jealousy with Okarune. Because he's like, you're going to go alone with Gigi to the mountains? And he's like, no, I'm coming with. Almost like I was going to ask you anyway. Gigi has no perception of this jealousy bit, at least not right now. He's just like, oh, cool. Next scene.
I just fucking realized while I was filling up the jug and like listening to you talk about Gigi being a nice guy and everything, like how he said he wished he had powers like Okarune, he's gonna get the fucking Dark God's power, isn't he? The evil God's power. like, I know you can't say anything to confirm or deny because like you're doing the manga, but like so far, everyone has gotten their power from the first thing in the supernatural they interacted with. It's 3 for 3 so far. So,
all I can say is I made the same assumption when I was at this.
I didn't even think about it until just now. So fucking like that's gonna be fucking like. I think that would be great mining material for like personal character drama and shit like that. Because like, as Mal was saying, like this dude is fucking horrifically traumatized by what's going on in his house. Like with the things he saw, heard, and felt. So like if he gets the Dark God's power from this, or something similar to it at least, every time he uses his newfound abilities, like it's going to reopen those wounds.
Yeah. I can say,
assuming that he does get the evil God's power.
Yeah, which I can say this being's power, the MO is suicide. Which yeah, think about the fact his parents are hospitalized right now.
Ooh. I was thinking that those 3 mediums just like died because what they saw was that terrifying, and they didn't want to live in that world anymore. Which like fair. Yeah. When you see some really fucked up shit, I understand. But like, damn.
Yeah.
Hearing that it's actually like the creature doing that. Woo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess in some twisted fashion that could count, since the suicide is willing after a fashion, and it's what the creature, or it's what the deity wants. It sort of counts as like a kind of worship. So like a god could gain power from that.
Quite possibly.
Yes, I have good instincts for the supernatural. People. Mal already knows this, but like if there's one thing that I actually have like good instincts for, it's understanding the supernatural, like seeing how it works and shit. It's just from like reading it and studying it for a very long time.
Yeah. So next scene, nightfall in the school. Few kids are looking around. And then fucking Taro just fucking sprinting past them.
Straight out of a window, like straight out the window even. Like he doesn't even like take the fucking stairs and go at the door. He leaps through the window, shattering it on his way.
Yeah, but then he takes the train normally.
Yeah, because you know, because it's funny, I guess, and it is. It is really funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. The very tired businessman is very tired and not looking at him, but there's a younger guy who's looking at him like, what?
Is it cosplay, maybe? Fuck! What the hell?
Yeah, like, is he a street performer or something? Because, I mean, you could assume that's, like, makeup and shit. At least if you don't see his mouth move. And then he gets fucking run over by a fucking truck-coon. Thankfully, he does not
hit by
get
truck-coon. Which, in the back channels, as soon as like I was typing in the chat while this was happening, and I was just like, no, truck-coon, no, don't isekai this guy. He just got his happy ending.
Yeah. Which thankfully, no, he gets back together. He takes a long time until fucking sunrise, in fact. But he does get the Hana, who Momo was just waiting with Hana. Because Hana does not have legs for which to walk on her own.
They need to fix that. They need to get her some legs. Some
yeah,
legs.
They really do.
Yeah, of course, sure. But yeah, it's the best. It's the best romance in anime this year, which may not actually be true. It's just the best one I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in fact, I'm pretty sure there are other like really good ones going on this year. So
yeah, and then we go from that incredibly humorous scene to Gigi in his room in the house, fucking
which
not
has
being
like
able to sleep.
which has like notes taped to the doors. By the way, it says like Gigi's room, do not enter, stuff like that. And like at first, you might think, oh, that's just him being a quirk ass, and then you get this scene.
Yeah, where he's just fucking mortified by the situation he's in.
Like he is halfway through a breakdown, live on camera kind of shit.
Yeah, because he is sleep deprived as fuck.
Apparently, he has not slept in quite some time.
Yeah, some number of days, because we get the yokai that's been tormenting him.
He keeps seeing it whenever, like, he tries to sleep, basically. Or thinking it's outside his door or in the hallway or what have you. Which, like, I get that. Like, the last thing you'd expect to hear from someone like me is that, yes, I do get creeped out by things. It's not quite the same way as most people. But I do, like, get this crawling feeling up my spine, and, like, I get paranoid that there's something here. Like something lingering outside my window or outside like my doorway or whatever. Especially when I like spent way too much time studying the supernatural lately.
Yeah, like that'll fucking do it.
Like small doses don't do a damn thing to me, but it's when I read like like fucking 10 personal accounts in one night, and then like read up on a whole bunch of other shit, and then maybe watch a movie about it or something like that, and then then it'll get me. It takes a lot for me to reach that state. A lot of people reach that state after reading like one story, but like I just get like a chill in my arms. I'm like, oh, that's the good shit right there. I like that.
And all I will say about the yokai that Gigi is seeing is it is based on 2 Japanese urban legends and 1 Western belief.
Okay, I'm eager to see which ones they are because I might know them.
You will at least know one of them.
It's been difficult for me to recognize It's because like how stylized anime and manga are.
Mhm.
They're not like exactly like the classical depictions of these yokai and urban legends. So it's difficult for me to sometimes recognize what they are, and then but once I hear about like what the source was, I start seeing it in the design. It's like, oh yeah, no wonder it looks like that.
Well, okay, I
Okay,
shouldn't say it's a
cool.
Western belief. It is a belief that exists around the world.
Okay, a global, is it like is that an urban legend or a folklore thing?
It is a folklore thing.
Global folklore. That actually really narrows it down a lot because there's not a lot of global shit. There's not a lot of stuff that is common to basically all cultures around the world. Um, there are essentially four of those. In broad strokes, at least, there might be some other like scattered ones that don't like fit neatly into a large category, like I'm about to say. But pretty much every culture has a vampire, a witch, a shapeshifter, and a dragon.
Okay,
Sometimes the witch and the shapeshifter are the same, or the vampire and the witch, or whatever. But there's four major things that are shared throughout basically all cultures.
okay,
Something vampire-like, something werewolf-like, something witch-like, something dragon-like.
a global curse.
Fucking curses, huh?
Yeah, a curse that is believed in to some extent around the world, in folk religions around the world. And that will be my last hint. Because I don't want to.
I'm not. I don't. I'm not getting it right now, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't know it.
Yeah. This
I
one
haven't
is.
thought about curses in a long time.
Yeah, this one is said explicitly in the episode, so you'll know when you see it.
What do you mean in the
Or
episode?
not the episode.
I've already watched both.
Yeah, in the chapters in the manga. The
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
already seen both of the ones that are out right now. What the fuck are you talking about? Did
Yeah,
I miss something very critical again?
But yeah, no,
Shit.
no. Chapters in the episode, sorry. Which, if you are following along and you would like to continue with the story, you are looking for chapter 34.
34. I'll probably just speak about the first 30 chapters just to see differences, but because my ass is not waiting until July. You do not get to end a core like the way that they ended this one and not have me go read the manga afterwards. Fuck you.
Speaking
It's
of
criminal.
Yeah, speaking of, they go on the train and to go to the fucking mountain village or the mountain town. And Okarun still being a fucking, mopey dumbass. And he's trying now to talk about the Tsuchinoko. And
Okay. Sorry, I got to interrupt here because in the Discord I said that Gigi was possessed. That is the wrong, if you want to call it this, technical word for what's going on with him. He is what is known as obsessed.
Yes.
This isn't like the way that we use obsession in daily life. Like I'm obsessed with ARPGs and I don't know, anime and music. Let's say those are my obsessions. But what the word actually means and is used in the supernatural way, at least Catholic priests use it this way as well. That's the one that I know it best for. I don't know if like paranormal investigators use it like this, or if this term is, similar across all whatever. But the delineation is obsession is when the entity causes or directs unwanted thoughts and behaviors, and possession is when they directly control the person.
Yes.
So, like most of what you see in movies and TV shows and stories is possession, but what Gigi is going through is obsession.
Yes, and a lot of before the possession, a lot of horror movies and things do have obsession activities.
Yes, obsession usually starts before possession. Like you can just like according to the stories at least, get possessed out of nowhere, but usually there will be an obsession stage lead up. But obsession does not always lead into possession.
Yep,
This is where like it's one of those things where like yes, you will generally have obsession before possession, but obsession does not always end in possession. Sometimes it just ends in the person fucking dying. Because like even if the thoughts and behaviors aren't something that are directly harmful to the person, they may feel like there is no other way out.
Yep, exactly.
And now you know why we call it obsessive compulsive disorder. There we go. Let's say personality disorder. That's not what that is. That's a different fucking
Yeah.
that's a different condition.
Yes.
But yeah, that's why we call it obsessive compulsive disorder.
Yes, because it is intrusive thoughts, basically.
Mm-hmm. And yes, it can get that bad as we see it in fiction. When things are actually fucking taking the OCD seriously, at least.
Yeah.
I got chai out instead of my fucking cherry blossom tea.
Oh no.
Out of sheer fucking habit. Oh well.
Oh,
I guess I'm
no.
having chai first. I'll have a cup of green tea later, I suppose. But anyway, yeah, so like Momo ditches these nerds after like saying like, yeah, I can't really sense anything here right now. Either it's hiding or it's just not here at the moment, or it's too weak for me to sense. She goes through a bunch of different possibilities.
Yeah, which
she concludes that it's going to be a piece of cake because it's probably weak, but weak things do not do to people what they're doing to Gigi.
Yeah, not to Gigi or all those paranormal investigators.
Yeah.
3 out of 5.
But she's not very experienced yet. She's gone through like 2 or 3 different supernatural scenarios, and that's it. So
yeah,
I don't expect her to like have that brain knowledge yet.
Yeah, though even Psycho admit this is harder than I thought it would be for you. Like it is.
Honestly, once we talk about how the episode ends, I think everyone will understand why I think Seiko is off her rocker on that one.
Yeah. Like
maybe she didn't investigate fully before she gave the job over to her, but like, damn, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is she didn't go there because, hey, I don't got the power, and a lot of things can cause suicides. You go do it, Momo. But no. This is a lot worse.
Maybe like Gigi didn't like give Seiko the full rundown. You know?
Yeah. Well, granted, the thing they find, they only just found it because Okarun's like, wait a second.
No, I mean about his symptoms, right? Like if he told her his symptoms, she may have like very readily understood that he's going through obsession.
Yeah, that's actually fair.
But all he said is probably like, "Hey, I got a fucking ghost in my house."
Yeah, he said,
I hired 3 investigators or mediums, and like 3 of them are dead now. So can you help me?
I hired 5, 3 died. The other 2 said, "Find you."
And she's like, "Okay, yeah, I'll send Momo."
Yeah, I'll send Momo. Because a lot of things can cause suicides.
Any good medium or hunter or exorcist would get the full details before assigning a junior to it.
Yeah, which unfortunately, I don't think Psycho is exactly a great leader of people.
Probably not.
She's good at what she's good at, and that's about it.
Which is fine. She doesn't need to be like an amazing leader or anything like that. But like, damn, girl, you gotta at least like investigate before you send your like newbie granddaughter off on some fucking hunt.
Yeah. To wind it back just a bit, when they're on the train, Okarun's being a mopey dick, but then he brings out his, cryptids magazines, and Gigi's very interested and goes, "Oh wow, you are so smart, Okarun. I really respect you as my friend." And Okarun's like, "Friends? I have a second friend."
On that. I do not know how to behave in this situation.
Yeah, because now he's jealous of somebody he actually thinks is a good person.
I am an awkward fellow after all, and then Momo does the thing.
Yeah, and Momo's hair gets blown back.
And of course he said, like, both of them are sitting there like, "What the fuck are you talking about, woman?"
Yeah. But
Because she hasn't explained herself to Okarun yet either, so he's still confused about this.
Yeah, he just knows he can't use his name.
Which sucks ass. That's my boy's name, come on.
Yeah, that's his name.
And because I don't use it often enough, I just call him what the characters call him right now, but it's Takakura Kin. He even calls himself Kin when he's talking to himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, yeah, he's not adopted Okarun as his identity.
Yeah, it's just like everyone else calls him Okarun.
But yeah, like Okarun saying, man, why isn't Gigi more of a despicable guy? I can't be jealous like this and feel like I can intervene. And the answer is polycule, Okarun.
The answer is polycule. Polycule, yes. It's all mutual polycule. Like all four of you little nerds. Get in there. Let's go. The bisexual disaster gremlin polycule. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. And so they go to the mountain village, and there are people with very large heads.
And very unsettling grins.
Very unsettling grins.
And their skin is gray and sallow and sunken. And their eyes are all yellow. They have no pupils. Yes, Ember.
Well, they have no iris.
He's on the back of my chair now. Hi, buddy. Why are you on the back of my chair right now? My son, what are you doing?
Because
the mouse on my chair and purring at me.
Yeah, the mountain area has a hot springs.
He almost rolled off the back. He had to claw it and stay on.
But yeah, because it's a hot springs.
He tried to roll over so I could scratch his chest, and he just nearly tipped over.
Nice. It is the hot springs area. So like you said, Momo leaves. The two of them are out, like, kicking a soccer ball around.
Which, like, Okarun should be better at this than he is. Because he's got superpowered legs. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, but granted, he's not going granny mode.
It's true, but I still feel like that, like, it should have some passive effects, right? Like, you don't.
Yeah, you would think he would be
abilities to get something.
You would think he'd be a little more coordinated by now, at the very least.
Well, I mean, like, what? I don't know about coordinated, but like, he should be kicking that ball a lot harder than he means to occasionally.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I think. Is like, I don't think his coordination is like gonna get a jump from like granny mode, because all he does is like lean really close to the ground and then just fucking haul ass.
Yeah, granted though, I mean, reaction time.
Oh yeah, his reaction time should be absolutely fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, which I think is what I mean when I'm saying coordination, the ability to react to something that is happening.
Oh yeah, because coordination means like hand-eye coordination, body coordination.
Yeah.
Mismatching terms here, buddy.
Yeah, but I just mean like his coordination should be better when it comes to kicking a ball, because he's used to things moving quicker now.
True, although I think he just feels awkward right now, right? Overall.
Yeah,
like you even see it in his stance, like he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Yeah, he has no idea what he's doing, because Gigi is an actual soccer player. Or football, which I might just go to calling it football now, because America politicians are being dicks. I might as well.
Oh no, I think I'm too lazy for that. I'm just going to call it soccer.
But yeah, he likes the kicking of the ball. And they're awkwardly talking about how much they both love Momo.
So of course they get into a fight over it.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm the child."
They're fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm Momo's childhood friend. I win. And then Okarun's thinking back and going, wait, there is that one time I accidentally kissed her. I win. But he doesn't elaborate on that.
He just turns around and goes, I win, and he's covered his face, and like Gigi's like, you can't just say that. Win what? And of course, like while they're fighting, Okarun actually like looks at the house properly and realizes there was no door on that wall. Why is there such a big section of the house there?
Yeah.
So they go in and they check it out. And he's right. There's no door there.
Yeah, no door on that wall. So they
And
fucking
somehow
knock it
no
down.
one fucking noticed this, despite Gigi having lived there for like 10 years or some shit. I don't know. I could only imagine that it's like hidden from people without supernatural sight. You know, like it's masked or hidden somehow. It's glamored over.
Yeah. Then again, most people don't look at the outside and inside of their house in that much detail.
No, but you would definitely like see that your house is supposed to be bigger than that.
That's fair.
Like, especially after living there for 10 years, you might not notice the first week or the first month, maybe even the first year, but like 10 years, like, because like this is the place that he moved to after he moved away when he and Momo were fucking kindergartners or first graders or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. Yeah, they move out, and then he's like, wait a second. But also, it is a rental, so like it takes these extreme circumstances for them to go, yeah, we need to knock down that wall.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect them to like have knocked down the wall before, but at least have noticed that it's there. And like GGB is like, yeah, we just never asked the owner about it.
Yeah, and then we end the episode on some of those sallow-skinned looking fellows showing up at the baths to be dickheads. While Momo's in there, because it is mixed baths.
You missed the part that's like really important for the ending here.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
Momo's got to get out of that, guaranteed. She's got to she's got to notice that there's something weird about them, and then just start tossing them with her fucking hands.
Yeah, but yeah,
or she's gonna learn that she doesn't actually need to direct it with her hands. She can just fucking do it with her mind.
Yeah, but yeah,
it's fine.
Knocked. So the wall, they realize, yeah, this bit is hollow.
Yeah, Okaruna and Gigi are just, fucking knocking on the wall and like, yeah, it's definitely hollow. So Gigi like fetches a fucking like a sledgehammer, like it's just
because he's
just
like
a construction sledgehammer for this exact purpose.
Yeah, I've got to, he goes into a utility area and picks something out and grabs it. It's like
he has like a tool closet or some shit.
Yeah, and he's like, yes, it's a rental, but also I need to find out what the fuck happened to my parents. What's causing this? And they fucking knock it down.
There's a tool closet underneath the stairway. That's what it is.
Yeah. So they knocked down a hole into the wall, just punched a hole in it. And
this scene when they're staring at it, and then it just cuts to this hole in the wall with all of these paper talismans fluttering in a wind that should not be there.
Yeah. In fact, I am pulling that up because
I've got it on right now. I can't really. I mean, I could take a snip of it to show off, but I'm just gonna.
Well, you took a snip of it earlier.
Screen. Yeah, but it's gonna show the UI. But I'm just gonna show the main monitor real quick.
But yeah,
I gotta turn off the upper image. Hold on. There we go. This thing right here, as you can see. Let me skip back a little bit.
And this is where the anime really shows its ability to show a sense of depth. Because you get
this freak ass scene.
Yeah, it is so incredibly filled, even in on both sides of the plyboard that's there. Has talismans.
It's absolutely fucking papered over with all these paper talismans with circles drawn on them. I can't actually see what's going on in those circles. Otherwise, I would try and identify what it's supposed to do for you guys. But there's no real focus on the circles.
Yeah,
I can see a triangle with some other circles inside the triangle. It looks almost like an Illuminati symbol to me.
Yeah, and then they
have just because I can't actually see it in detail.
Yeah, and they have some sort of kanji on each.
Yeah, it's probably a sutra, is what it is. There's like a short prayer or quote that's supposed to you put them on paper talismans the same way that you put psalms on paper talismans and shit like that in the West.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. You know what the idea behind purity seals in Warhammer 40K? Yeah. It's literally just that. It's just like some holy words that you write down on something. Usually, the holy words are about sealing evil or doing something against evil or extolling goodness or something like that. And that's how you get like the anti-evil properties. But like this fucking scene, like this shot right here, combined with the shot of Gigi's face as he's having his half breakdown earlier at Seiko's house and Momo's house in his room. These two shots have convinced me that this is not going to be just comedy and funny romance and occasionally good action. There's also going to be some really, really creep ass shit in here.
Yeah, there's a really creep.
This shit got me. Like, I got the good feeling from this. I want to write about this. I want to read about this. I want to draw this.
Yeah. Here, actually.
This hole in the wall with these paper talismans fluttering in a wind that should not be there.
Yeah.
And this sort of like weird perspective shit. I can't quite describe it because it's a weird sort of telescoping binocular almost like view of the inside of the room and how it shifts and breathes. I don't want to play it too much because like it'll just like skip to the scene with Momo. But like
and
it's so good. I saw this, paused, took a snip of it, sent it to Mal in the back channels and went, "Oh fuck. They got a god."
And the only spoiler I gave to Kat is Kat has the big brain. Turbo Granny confirms.
That's a god. Like that's the kind of shit you do for a god. That's not a demon. That's not a vengeful spirit. That's not a restless human spirit or even an animal spirit. That is a god.
Yeah.
Because if it could do all of what it's done while sealed like that in this kind of seal, that's not something you want to fuck with. Because if it could have been killed, it would have been. With the effort that they went through for this many seals in this construction, I can't believe Momo's like fourth fucking supernatural fight is going to be against an evil, twisted god. That's fucked up. But I approve. Make it happen.
Yes.
I am so stoked.
And I sent you the manga page so you can take a look at the talismans.
Yeah, I saw that while I was like ranting about like everything that's going on here. I think I prefer the anime version, to be honest, because this version is much more sparse with the talismans.
Yeah, absolutely.
The manga version.
Yeah, the anime version has them fucking flooded in that room. And it works so much better.
Oh god, it's just every inch of wall is covered in these things. And in discovering what this place is, they let it out. Because now there is a gap in the seal.
Yep. But unfortunately,
if you
want to find out what the fuck that is, you're going to have to read the manga or wait until July.
I'm not going to wait until July. I'm going to read after the stream.
Which, yeah, I don't fucking blame you, because, I mean, I immediately did.
Yeah. It's like, as soon as you saw this, you're like, fuck, I got to read.
Yeah, I need to know.
Yeah, I same way. So for people who don't know much about the supernatural and how like old magic, old folklore works, normally just a seal or ward on the typical entrances to a house or a building will do just fine, and the building itself will act as the barrier too. This is why like you have the threshold of your doorway, right? Like this is why that's important. Vampires must ask to come in because the threshold itself is a barrier to them.
Yeah, sometimes
actual folklore vampires don't actually have to do that. They don't have to bother with that at all, but that's not the point of that.
Yeah.
So, if you're really trying to protect yourself or write something about like a supernatural hunter, like an exorcist or a beast hunter or a vampire hunter or whatever, trying to protect themselves from a spirit, what you do is you have them, or do it yourself if you're afraid of this kind of thing, line the windows and doorways with salt, an unbroken straight line as thick as you can make it without it so it doesn't like blow over. And then around, like, just ring the door so you don't accidentally shuffle the salts with the edge of your door. It depends on like how your door's set into the frame.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Like that'll
if you do
depend.
that, you've blocked all of the entrances, so you should be safe from most things. The only things that are going to get in after that is stuff like gods.
Yeah,
And if you
and
got a god after you, I can't help you, buddy.
Yeah, no, cannot help you. We are not super powered.
I don't know a ritual that can protect you from a god. I'm sorry.
Find
I know
yourself
a
a
lot of
second
rituals and a lot
god.
of way to protect yourself, but not from gods.
Yeah, all I can say is find yourself a second god and get in their good graces.
Yeah, that actually, yes, I think that would be my actual advice. If you think a local god of some kind is after you, go to a different god's temple.
Yep.
Go to their holy ground and make sure it's one that's not allied with the one that you've got.
Yeah.
Like if Thor is after your ass, don't go to an Odin shrine kind of thing, because Odin's gonna side with his kid.
Yeah, go with the Umineko approach and go to a different practice entirely.
Yes, that's the best way you can do it. Of course, like there is the possibility of like, say, you're just for example, this isn't really a concern in modern day because like we only have a couple of religions with actual like holy grounds and institutions and everything now. But back in the olden days, there could be a case where you thought you had a Greek god after you, so you ran to a Roman church or Roman temple of some kind.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea because there's a lot of like overlap between those gods. They may just be the same gods with different names.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how the Romans conceived of it. So
yeah. So if you've got a Greek god after you, go with an Egyptian god.
That's not a good idea either because some of the Egyptian gods are also Greek gods.
Damn it. Actually,
they're right across the fucking bay from each other, dude.
I mean, fair. That's true. Yeah, I have to remember that.
There were Greek colonies in Egypt.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, like quick little historical tidbit for everyone. Colonies have been going on for like 3,000 years. That's not a new thing. That is not something that started in the 1500s.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. It just
the Greeks expanded. Had colonies in Egypt.
Yeah, it just expanded very far across oceans after we got better sailing tech.
Yep. So, like, if you got a Greek god after you, go for a Germanic god.
Yeah. So, yeah,
that's the way.
Any scene in any work that knows its shit, and which a lot of Japanese works do kind of keep in mind the scale when it comes to seals and stuff. If the door's covered in seals, that means something.
But that's also because that's actually a part of like Shinto faith, right? Like you put a seal on the door, on the gate, on the threshold of your property.
Yeah. So when
that's actually how you would traditionally do it. You would nail it to the posts outside the doorway in Shinto shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm thinking of like the scenes in some horror movies from Japan where somebody has now covered the entire door in seals. Top to bottom.
Yeah, if I was a hunter and I saw that, I would turn the fuck around.
Yeah, no, you leave.
Because anything that requires that many seals is not something I want to fuck with.
Yep.
I'm gonna need to bring in the big guns for this one. I'm gonna bring in like 20 more hunters, and we're gonna all like buckle down to get this done together. Or maybe it'll be like a nothing burger, and someone was just really paranoid. Or maybe I'll be very glad I brought 20 other dudes in on it.
It's that fucking boxing comic where dude's like, mate, and the other guy's like, nope, I quit. And afterwards, like, nope, I know he probably couldn't, but I ain't taking my chances.
Yeah, like it would be like it's almost inconceivable that someone would survive long enough to seal in a being that would need that many seals, but just in fucking case. It's like, especially with old magic and folkloric magic and shit like that, like the idea of like oh, this thing is really rare, so you don't have to worry about it, is the biggest fuck up imaginable.
Yeah.
Take it seriously, always.
Always. Always, always, always. You're gonna fuck with the
I cannot wait to get into more supernatural stuff into Dawn to Dawn because I want to have an excuse to show off my fucking knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to the next bits that will be animated because those are gonna look sick animated.
Like I don't get much of a chance to do it in like Umineko anymore because it stopped focusing on like the occult specifically, and more about the philosophical question of the occult versus like reality. So like, and that's fun and good and all that shit. But I want to talk about the occult.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have a degree in this shit if I had money. Okay, that's how much I like it. I would go back to school for it.
Absolutely. Any more final Dandadan thoughts before Sakamoto Days?
The other route that I see Gigi taking is being unpowered permanently. Like being able to see shit, but not really being able to like actually fight, and mostly being relegated to a support role, which is fine. If we can have a pretty boy in a support role, it's fine. For once. Instead of a pretty girl.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. There was something I was talking about that. Yeah, I think I'm right on this. This is Umineko thought, but it'll be quick. Hideyoshi kind of covers a archetype in that type of story you would expect a wife to. He is the
that's true. Like trying to calm people down and be the voice of reason all the time.
That too, but also being specifically Ava's moral compass and her place to go to safely when she wants to put down her guard.
Honestly, your partner should be that for you, but
yeah, like any partner should be, but usually in stories like this, it is relegated to the woman in the situation.
That's true, yeah. That's a good thought. I like that thought.
So Dandadan. Or not
Dandadan. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it for Dandadan.
Yeah, so that's Dandadan.
I wish there was more, but like we haven't really gotten to the meat of the investigation into this dark, sealed, evil god. Or at least I assume it's a dark, evil god.
Yeah, and like
I have to specify because like dark god does not necessarily mean evil.
Yeah.
I know like a lot of monotheists today have the perception that darkness equals evil, but that's not how it was traditionally viewed. Like in nighttime, yes, dangerous. Shadows, yes, dangerous. Evil, maybe. Sometimes.
Yeah, like dangerous doesn't mean evil necessarily. It means you got to play by its rules.
Yeah, you got to play by the darkness's rules, otherwise the dark will eat you. Yeah. Because what most people thought of as the dark was not clear open skies with a bright moon shining down on it. It was stormy skies covered by trees.
Yeah, absolutely.
You play by the forest rules, or the forest will have its meal.
Yeah. So yeah, we're switching over to Sakamoto Days.
Which I think Sakamoto will probably be short again today.
Yeah, it'll be fairly short. Starting from where last episode ended, Mr. Deerman is going up against Sakamoto. And he's like, I'm not worried about my employees. Yeah, they're not as helpless as you think they are.
And of course, Sakamoto absolutely bodies this dude.
Yeah, fucking. He tries to bring out his fucking gun mouth, and Sakamoto just puts a pen in it or something.
Yeah, like just like you break something internally, so it just sort of like goes off in his face instead of like blasting it out.
Yeah.
Which like Nagamo said some shit about like, hey, if you struggled with like this guy, you're really gonna have to like get back into shape, and it's just like, Sakamoto didn't really struggle with him so much as like got forced to actually use his real abilities.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Heisuke is pinning down the invisible guy.
Which we find out it is, in fact, just some tech. Boo!
Yeah, it is just a tech, which honestly I'm kind of okay with. It was just so ambiguous.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, but I would like to see other supernatural powers just so Sheen is not alone.
For sure.
I mean, like, a lot of the Order as assassins, their bodies are so well trained that they have Charles Atlas superpowers. There's like, I don't know if you knew this, but people can't kick someone else hard enough to dent concrete.
Yeah.
So like all the Order, these people, they do have supernatural abilities, but they're not supernatural, right? They're what we call Charles Atlas superpowers, which means you've trained so extensively, you are effectively and practically superhuman. It doesn't mean you suddenly get the ability to read minds or fucking shoot lasers out of your eyes or fly or anything, but it does mean you have essentially superhuman speed, strength, and durability, which is what Sakamoto and the rest of the Order have. And so, in fact, some of the assassins that they fight also have that.
Yeah,
this guy has it through scientific experimentation and augmentation, but that's not the point.
Yeah, absolutely. And while Heisuke is treated as having very simplistic thoughts, which he does to an extent, he's still he's good at what he fucking does. He is a competent sniper, and he's competent about making other people visible on the battlefield.
I wonder if he simply has like minor to moderate aphantasia, and Sheen finds it hard to parse what little Heisuke can visualize in his head.
Yeah,
I think it might be actually happening, and he's not dumb, you know.
Yeah, granted, he is not good at anything other than being a sniper. Like, that's a point the show makes. And that it's actually okay. He can be a valuable member of the team. Because, yeah, a sniper who can ricochet bullets, fucking amazing.
Who can predict the ricochet? Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
And so
that shit's like damn near impossible.
Yeah, he fucking hits the sprinkler. And makes the guy visible, because, yeah, you can't distort that. Like, you really can't. It's too unpredictable for the technology.
Yeah, that assassin does have, like, really clever usage of cloaking tech, though. What I've liked about this so far in Sakamoto is that, like, these abilities that the characters have are not abnormal in terms of, like, fiction. Like, you see these a lot, but they're used really, really well.
Yeah, like, they'll point out later, Shin is doing a fantastic job at locating people with his powers.
Yeah, like, Shin, absolutely. I talked about it, like, in the first couple episodes of Sakamoto quite a bit, actually, but Shin is very effectively using his abilities to their utmost. His powers are limited, but effective in how he uses them, and it's the same for this Seba guy.
Yeah, like, he uses the cloak to hide, like, a post or something that he just...
Yeah, it's like a sharp pipe that he ripped off the wall or some shit.
Yeah, and fucking throws it at Heisuke, and does get him with that, because it is hidden.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Which, like, I like that a lot.
Yeah, like, the assumption would be, at least your initial assumption would be, he's only able to hide himself due to some ability he has, because we've seen people inject all sorts of shit and just have abilities.
Yeah, of course, and, like, Seba, like, basically calls Heisuke dumb for, like, assuming he had supernatural powers, and I'm just like, bitch, shut up.
Yeah, like, we're literally walking into this.
Just, you didn't stop you. It's... even if you don't believe in supernatural abilities or superhuman abilities at all, like, and of course, like in the real world, that's a given for the most part, right? Like, generally speaking, people do not have supernatural abilities or superhuman abilities. Everything is in accordance with laws of physics and so on and so forth, as far as we know and can prove at least. But like in this setting, Heisuke has seen motherfuckers dodge his ricochet bullets on like purposefully with the reaction time to do so. Of course, that was just Sakamoto, but still. And then, of course, like he knows Sheen, who can read minds.
Yeah, like there's every
Like,
reason
if
to
nothing
believe.
else, like, yeah, he's got every reason to believe that it's possible that you have an actual supernatural ability. But like, even when you don't, it's better to assume that you can't simply disable someone's capabilities by damaging their armor or their clothing, because banking on that is a quick way to get blindsided, because no one's going to field something that can be disabled so easily. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
These kinds of technologies, and yes, we do have cloaking tech like this in real life, these kinds of technologies are not fielded without extensive durability testing, because they, even just like normal wear and tear of clothing, like even work jeans that I have on right now do tear and fray and fall apart and lose their luster and their texture very quickly. Like these jeans like have survived for like 15 years and I've got to replace them very soon, but like it's not like they still have the same texture as they did when I first bought them, like within months afterwards. Just a couple of uses is enough to like wear over the fucking surface, which is exactly why our cloaking tech isn't used in the field right now, because we can't make it durable enough. So anything that is durable enough to like be used in the field like this, you can't just expect to be able to damage it and then disable it like that. You bank on that and you lose, because you're going to get blindsided by something just like Heisuke is.
Yeah, absolutely. So we go from there, because now that he was visible through the sprinkler, Sheen had all the ability to just beat the other shit out of him. Because that's all he needed, was to know where this fucker was. And just lays him the fuck out.
Yep. Because apparently Seba is not actually that amazing at fighting. He relies on his cloaking tech like too much.
Yep.
Which, to be fair, it's a pretty fucking cool ability, so I get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shut up, Ember.
So we get down to Sakamoto and...
No! It's not midnight yet! No!
This fucker fighting. And he's going on and on about, like, your body slows you down and hinders you. I've got bomb set, and they'll go off in 20 minutes. And Sakamoto's like, I just need 5.
And to be fair, he is right. Sakamoto's current body does slow him down, but then he just burns through all the fat again.
Yeah.
So,
and he's like, 70% of my body is outfitted with weapons. Meanwhile, Sakamoto's like, if you rely on your weapons, you're not actually that great of an assassin. And he pulls out a pencil and some stickers and a some sales papers.
I can see the usage of the mechanical pencil and the stickers, how he used them, but the paper, like, that's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah. No, you cannot move paper fast enough to
shear through steel cable. It's just like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I know that tornadoes can cause enough force to like drive things through stuff that you wouldn't expect, but like those things do have at least some rigidity to them, so they can actually carry that force when angled the proper way.
Yeah, at least have a
paper can.
At least give me a butter knife.
Or like a ruler or something. Come on. Something a little bit more rigid than a fucking receipt or a sales paper or something like that. I think it was like a sales ad.
Yeah, it's like sales ads, like, yeah. So he uses the mechanical pencil in a way that, yeah, makes sense for his abilities. He fucking flicks it hard enough to get him in the eye.
Which, yeah, like I can't imagine the level of like practice that you'd need to be able to like predict that kind of trajectory, like snapping off the lead from a mechanical pencil. But you know what? Sure, Sakamoto's done it. He's put in that practice. He's got the skill for it. Sure. Same for the stickers. Like having one fly exactly the way that you need to stick it onto the guy's eye like that. Sure, absolutely. Sakamoto, you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. He just manages to do that and blinds him temporarily and then takes like, what did he even hit him with? Just a pipe?
I think it was just a pipe, yeah.
Oh no, I think that's his belt. Yeah, that's his belt.
Oh yeah, it was his belt. That's right, because like he whipped it around and showed off the buckle afterwards.
Yeah, and we do find out.
Just, like, slaps him with the fucking belt.
Yeah, for 100% certain, it's X that got behind him. But yeah, like the use of the sales papers to cut metal wires that are all around him.
It's braided steel cable, by the way, for anyone wondering. That's what it is. It's not it's not even like rope or something like that. It's braided steel cable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fucking metal.
Anyone who knows anything about like material science knows that like that shit's basically unbreakable.
Yeah. And this
at least by human strength.
And this poor fucking conductor is thinking, man, things are boring. I wish something interesting would happen. And
then two dudes fly through his windshield.
Yeah, and here's Sakamoto and whoever the fuck Deerhead is coming through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man and going through his windshield. And so Deerhead takes a minute to grab some water, and he doesn't know where Sakamoto is. And that's when Sakamoto burned off all his fat and was sat just right next to him, basically. And kicks him into the next... Or kicks him into the fucking door. And that's where he says, oh, you're immortal. I don't need to worry about killing you.
It just absolutely goes to town on this motherfucker.
Yeah. And we get some of the backstory. He got real violent because a group of people his age were fucking around with the cat, which I don't know to what degree. We don't see the cat, but he definitely really fucks up these people till they're bleeding out on the ground.
Like, good?
Yeah, like...
But also, maybe don't do that in public.
yeah, like... It's one of those things where I can't really... Well... But no, actually, they do... It is outright. He killed those people.
Are you looking at it now or something?
Yeah, I'm watching the episode now because he's like, what's so wrong about erasing bad people? And a bunch of them are talking about calling the police while he's like, I did this for the public good, but no one understands me. And then X walks in.
Yeah, we're not calling his ass Slur. I don't care how many times they refer him as Slur in the actual show. I'm not calling him Slur. Yeah. His name is X.
And he kills all the surrounding people that we're gonna call the cops. He's like, you are a good person. And just draws an X on his mouth in blood. And he goes,
which is where he gets those stitches from.
Yeah, and he goes, noble justice calls for evil.
Fucking bullshit, buddy.
But yeah, so he fucking just fucking goes off about all this justice and stuff. And then an old woman walks onto the train, and Sakamoto's like, "You're in a priority seat, get up," slams him into, like, the access way in the back of the train, and just steps in. And you can see him in the background as the old woman's just sitting there peacefully. And he's like, "Ora, ora, ora." Yeah, and Deerhead's right. He's like, this guy's just a normal human, and yet reflects bullets.
I don't know about normal. This dude is weird. He's got something going on.
Yeah, at the very least, the fucking fat burning is something else.
Yeah, his metabolism is kind of fucked up weird shit somehow, some way.
Somehow, some way, he can just burn all those calories in an instant. But, fucking pulls off a handlebar from on top of the, where the handholds are for the train, and is able to deflect bullets with it. And we get the chest-mounted gun, which blows Sakamoto into another train. And he's thinking, "Oh, that killed him. I bet he will be pleased with me." And then Sakamoto just slowly opens the access door.
Yeah, we get a shot of him like sprinting down the other fucking train to jump out the door at the other one.
Yeah, and slowly opens the door, and then Deerhead sees him. Starts chucking people at him.
And of course, Sakamoto is just like catching them and
Yeah.
putting them back down the seats and shit like that.
Yeah, he's even catching the vegetables and going like, handing them back to the people who they belong to.
I would have to assume that this fight is happening very, very quickly because like none of these people really react to this shit.
Yeah, this is happening very fast. And I guess some of the old people are just like used to living in this world. I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
Because these old people get chucked at Sakamoto, and he gently sits them down, and they're fine.
It's absolutely wild shit.
And then as he's leaving the station, dragging this guy by the scruff, he throws this guy into junk collection.
It would be very funny to watch him get broken down for parts. Just gotta like take those fucking like 8 blades out of your arm real quick. I don't know why he's got 8 in there.
Yeah.
It's not very effective.
No.
But sure.
Finally, Lou and everyone get to meeting back up with Shin, and Lou's just sobbing, apologizing. Just very ugly crying, which is great. He's like, "Don't snot on me. Have a tissue." And he's like, "I said some harsh things too. I'm sorry." And he finally meets up with the old director. And the old director...
They start like trying to evacuate people because like, places starting to come down by now, right? And Sheen uses his power to like tell everyone where there are people, which is great. Like, great usage.
Yeah. Is able to ping everybody in the building, be able to tell where they are and effectively get them out within the 10-minute span they have to get everybody out.
Mm-hmm. Problem, though, he hears 2 people down a hallway and goes off to go get them while the director goes to get someone else down a different hallway. and one of them is X. And the kind of like murderous intent coming off of this dude's mind is such that like it's not even a quick little snapshot of him dying or anything like that. It's like a drawn out, like his entire body being shredded kind of image that he gets.
Yeah, just this entire like shredding. Yeah, he's got a dead guy on the ground, sitting on him, and the minute Shin looks at him, he just imagines, or yeah, blades just coming at him from all directions, slicing him and rending him thus.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think X was even thinking anything specific about how to kill him, but just that the raw murderous intent in X's mind just did that to Sheen's brain.
Yeah, like that. What is that threat I just felt? That is not killing in the mind. That is just a large degree of threat. But
it's like raw murderous feeling.
Yeah. And then X just gets up, walks casually, says, "Say hi to Sakamoto for me." Keeps walking a couple of steps. Shin turns to look. He's already gone.
Because, you know, like Sakamoto, I assume he has Charles Atlas superpowers.
Yeah. And everybody's
or
like...
maybe literal superpowers. You never know.
Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, he turned out handsome. But also thinking, yeah, he's still a short ass.
Yeah, that one dude in the back is still like, oh, still short, though.
But they're still thinking he's okay, thank goodness. He sees that these people do care now.
And they probably cared at the time. They just weren't comfortable with the idea of having their minds read yet.
Yeah, and I mean, it was, you know, Finn was a kid and revealing things that he shouldn't. On top of that. Which, yeah, a kid would do that because he finds it funny, or, you know, he doesn't really understand the implications. And they finally get to have dinner together. Everybody, including Heisuke, which Heisuke gets food. Good for Heisuke. Shin and Lu are arguing, and Sakamoto kills both in his mind. Which
pretty brutally too, by like smashing their skulls together.
Yeah. And he's like, you two never learn.
Which, like, at this point, it's just like them bantering, but like it's still noisy. So stop.
Yeah. Quit bitching over dinner. Eat more food. She will make you more food. I will make you more food. There is plenty of food.
I wonder where Sakamoto got like his newfound love of food from. Maybe it was his wife.
Yeah, I think it is his wife introducing him to good, actually tasty meals. Because Shane was eating, you know, was used to eating fucking rations.
Which I disagree with the idea that rations taste bad. They don't. They taste great. I've talked about it before on stream, but I did. Whenever I can, I get MREs because I just straight up like them.
Yeah. Which, yeah, some MREs are good, and a lot more Japanese MREs are even better.
Yeah, like I think it's Menu B that I liked a lot. I can't remember now. It's been like 10 years since I did this, but I used to. So my stepfather, when I was much younger, was a MTT tin falling off my air conditioner. Sorry. Anyway, when I was much younger, my stepfather used to work as the quartermaster of an armory. For people who don't know, this is the logistics officer. This is the person that organizes like where what supplies go when kind of deal. ensures that they have enough of this one thing for this exercise, et cetera, et cetera. It counts all the weapons, the ammunition, the food, the fucking repair supplies for like keeping the trucks and the cars in good shape, everything. Like all the supplies a base or camp or whatever the fuck needs, the quartermaster is the one organizing all that.
Yeah.
At bigger places, the quartermaster has like staff as well, but the armory that my stepfather was in charge of only had like 20 people stationed there or something like that. So did not have a lot of extra staff. He basically had just like whoever he could snatch for the day from the rest of from the rest of the garrison. And sometimes they would send the armory too many boxes of MREs, and occasionally he would bring one home. And it was always menu B because like that's the one that we liked.
Yeah.
I think menu A had like the fucking vegetarian omelet in it, which is by far one of the worst things I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
Okay, the vegetarian MRE, I don't know if it's still in circulation because I haven't looked into that kind of thing for a while. But it is so bad that not even dogs will eat it.
Oh.
Because like I tried one, and like when I was like 16 or something like that, I tried eating one. I was just like, okay, no, I can't. I took one bite and I was just like, okay, nope.
Yeah. And they literally,
even I can't force myself to eat this like when I'm this hungry. Nope, I'm just gonna put it in the dog's bowl and we'll deal with it later. And I come back over to the place where the dog's bowls are like 12 hours later, and it's untouched.
Oh no! Yeah, it is.
Hey, fucking nibble at it.
Yeah, it is known by service members as the bomblet.
Yeah, that one's bad. I've never heard it referred to as that, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, if you want to see somebody talk about MREs in more detail, look up Steve 1989 MRE. You could probably just look up Steve MRE and find that YouTube channel.
I wonder if he covers sea rations.
Yes, I believe he has.
Because like sea rations is like one of the only like military rations that I haven't had that were like in circulation during my lifetime to an extent. So I do have plenty of stories from my stepfather about them though. He told me one time when he was stationed in Alaska, everyone else would like put because what you do is like there's these little candles in them, right? They're for heating up. It's just called like basically.
Okay, yes, he has done sea rations.
Okay, and like, you put the meal on top of the candle so it heats up the. It's not really a candle, but the closest thing I got to it. Maybe it's like a torch, I guess you'd call it, something, whatever. Anyway, you put the can of the sea ration can on top of the can that you lit the thing in, and then just set it on the ground and wait for it to heat up. But of course, this place is fucking covered in snow. So a lot of people were putting theirs on the ground as they were trained to do, and is natural because you're not going to fucking hold something that hot the entire time, right?
Yeah.
And it would just like melt through the snow and fall down several feet into the ice.
Yeah. You got to sit that shit on a rock or something.
Yeah. Michael, my stepfather, would always like set it on the rock beside him that he was sitting on instead. Because like some people don't think about their environment very much. And like to be fair to those people that did that, it is very cold. And you're probably tired from patrol. Yeah, so like I get it, but at the same time, you gotta at least like make sure your food's okay, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I get it. You're not thinking things through. You're like, fuck it. I'm making a musty ration. I'm setting it on the ground. And I'm waiting for it to cook. And then I am going to engulf this thing that may or may not be to my liking.
Yeah. So the vomelets, the vegetarian omelet, I didn't think it was vomit worthy, but it was bad enough that me as a teenager, like a perpetually hungry teenager, and also with my weirdness about hunger, like when I was younger. So a slight backstory, when I was 23, I think it was 23. Yeah, it was 23. Or I turned 23 shortly after, one of the two. Anyway, I lost a whole lot of weight all at once, and my hunger switch in my brain flipped the exact opposite. So now I'm almost never hungry. But for most of my life, I was literally always hungry. So like I have the same problem as I had then in that like I forget to eat all the time. But it's for the opposite reason now. I'm never hungry, so I don't know when I should eat. And back then I was always hungry, so I didn't know when I should eat.
Yeah, and to give you an idea, this thing does not look anything like an omelet, as you probably expect out of an MRE. It practically looks like a chunk of cheese.
Yeah, it's not. It's not great.
Yeah, it is not great in the slightest.
But yeah, like that's the only like MRE that I couldn't finish. Like it was just like nasty. It was just that nasty. I couldn't even make myself eat it. I was really hungry too, as like evidenced by the fact that I was gonna eat an entire fucking MRE.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, MREs are like 1,800 calories a piece.
Yeah, they are meant for.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah, that is meant for a military person who has done a lot of work.
Or is going to do a lot of work very shortly. Like,
yeah. And this is
just to like
and
measure it against like something everyone's had before. A sandwich is about 150 to 200 calories depending on its size. Not talking about like a burger sandwich, but just like a normal deli meat sandwich. It's like 150 to 200 calories depending on the size of the damn thing. So imagine eating 9 of those in one sitting, and that's what I did all the fucking time.
Yeah, and like. Keep in mind, MREs are for people who are out on patrol, by and large. Because if you're back at base, like, if you're not somewhere, like, out remotely, you're somewhere at base, that means you've got somebody who's actually cooking. To what extent that, what you get depends, but, you're not making MREs when you're in your, barracks, usually. At least that's how I understand how MREs are used. They're used when you...
Sometimes. Sometimes it depends. Like, just like everything, people can just like crack into the MRE sometimes instead of eating at the mess.
Yeah, that's also fair. But, it's, again, it is for somebody who is expected to be doing a lot of activity.
Yeah, like they run somewhere like between 1,200 and 2,000 calories depending on the meal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Steve MRE...
Like most of them are really, really good. Like the beef stew one is genuinely like one of the best beef stews I've ever had.
Yeah, and Steve MRE actually talks about how
really good.
Most of these are pretty good, and he does MREs from around the world.
That's good shit. My other favorite one was the ravioli.
Yeah, so he does a lot of the classic stuff any U.S. service member would know, but he's also done stuff like the Chinese PLA rations. He's done...
Yeah, like the whole point of this was that if Sheen was not eating good food, it's not his fault, but like the people that were feeding him need to get better rations.
Yeah, like he was...
holy shit, rations are actually really good.
Yeah, he was probably like eating like very, very basic, like, given the science of this world, he might have just been eating nutrient bars, basically.
I mean, we could do that in real life too. It just fucking sucks.
Yeah, it just fucking sucks.
It's just not fun, so we don't.
But I also mean, like, the technology to make those smaller. Because the thing is, like, with a nutrient bar now, they do have to be kind of a sizable chunk. And they're not exactly good. It is not a pleasant experience, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, some of them are pretty good taste-wise, but like the problem is like eating the same fucking texture for every meal is just... it's bad. It's not good, and especially since it's like so, it's so like it's such a uniform texture as well. Like it's just like nothing.
Yeah. And he goes over some of the other rations that you might not have come across personally. They have rations from back in 2019 that are specifically halal.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't know those because like that was after like I moved,
Yeah.
and I haven't had the money to like go find a military surplus place around here to like buy more MREs.
Yeah, absolutely not. MREs are actually expensive.
Yeah, because it's a lot of food in one little package.
Yeah.
But like I like them enough to actually like buy them when I have the money. So
Yeah. But yeah, stuff from
But
China and Lithuania,
actually,
India, all sorts of
I
things.
think I've told this story on stream before, but it's been so long that you may not have actually heard it. It may have been before you wandered into my world building stream that day.
Yeah.
Uh, so when I moved here, I live in a converted garage now, right? It's a garage that was converted to a workshop and now into like a studio apartment kind of deal. And there's an attic with like a pull down staircase, sort of like folding staircase with an attic up there. And while I was clearing it out, like searching through all the stuff to make like find what was trash and what was not, back when I still had a lot of energy. So like 6 months after I moved here, I found a couple of boxes of MREs from like the late 1990s or the early 2000s, somewhere around there. I don't remember. I don't have the box anymore because that was like 7 years ago now. Whatever. Anyway, uh, they were still good, even though they were sitting in the attic of a garage in a desert for like 20 years. They were still good. Some parts of some of them were a little like crumbly, like dry and crumbly, but like otherwise, yeah. In fact, I used to have it like stuffed under like the whole box like stuffed under my desk, and I would use it as a footrest in place of like what I've got now.
Excellent. And yeah, that Steve MRE guy I mentioned, he does stuff from like the 1970s even.
Nice. Like that should be C rations. C rations are like 1970s and 80s, I think.
Yeah.
MRE started in the 90s sometime, I think.
Oh
think
yeah,
that's the
he's
timeline anyway. Don't quote me on this shit.
he's got one from 1943 in this video. Nice.
A C ration?
Yes.
Damn, I didn't know they were that old. Shit. They were used for a long time then.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if that's still edible, but he's got it.
They fucking might be. They used some pretty good preservation techniques on the canned stuff back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
It still like blows my fucking mind that at one point in time, like canned goods were considered luxury foods.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you doubt me on that, look up the Sears and Roebuck Co. catalog for like 1898. You will find that canned goods are significantly more expensive than other stuff, and it's because it was considered a luxury good. It was like the new hotness kind of thing. So like, rich people wanted it.
Yeah. Yep. Things can change over time.
Did I ever get? I'm pretty sure I gave you the Sears Roebuck and Co. Copy that I had, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I'm just making sure. By the way, for anyone wondering, you can just find it on the Internet Archive somewhere. It's not even a piracy thing. You could just go get that for free because it's a historical document.
Yeah, it's a historical document. It's been long enough.
Yeah, it's like 130 years old. You just go get it. It's fine. Which, like, it boggles my fucking mind that Sears as a company is that old, by the way.
Yeah, and then they just screwed the pooch by not getting it on the internet.
Yeah, like, they thought it was just gonna be some fad. It's just like, come on, guys. You are the kings of, like, mail order shopping. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you left all that on the table, and you let some fucking yuppie bookseller out do you?
It's like, what a way for like a company that old to end. Shit, dude.
Yeah. It is. It shows you. Like,
that's like finding out if like the Dutch East Indies company was still around and it just like died because it didn't want to use drones and it thought the drones were going to be like a fad or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's like for our younger audience.
Yeah, it is just utterly fucking bizarre that they left that on the table. Like, they saw the proliferation of the fucking telegram and the telephone, but they could not get in on the internet.
Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, Sakamoto's love of food and life, I think, clearly comes from his wife.
Probably, like,
because his wife definitely loves to cook for people, and that's where Shin got, oh, this is what you're protecting. And we kind of see him go through that sort of mini arc that Sakamoto must have gone down. Just slightly different, because he just, he saw her at a convenience store and went, girl pretty, and then went from there.
Girl is pretty.
Girl is very pretty.
While talking about this and Sears and like mail order shopping and shit like that, I realized that the witch probably has a fucking phone. It's not a normal phone, but they probably have a phone.
Yeah.
Because like phones were invented like 20 years before the modern day of that campaign. So
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they got a phone somewhere. It's probably enchanted to shit and doesn't actually like run on a line anywhere, but like it'll call the person you're trying to call, whoever it may be.
Yeah,
they
that
might
sounds
not
about
expect
right.
that though. I gotta like keep that shit in mind too. So I'm reading here that there were nearly 600,000 phones in Bell's telephone system by 1900. So like,
yeah,
even being conservative is probably like 400,000 by the time that the road lease travel takes place. So like, you could actually like genuinely call like a police station.
Yeah, sounds about right. At least depending on...
Or at least call a different police station from a police station.
Yeah. And if you are looking for background watching material, Steve MRE has been doing this for 9 years.
Wow. That's a lot of background. Of course, that depends on like if you like his voice or not, but...
Which I do. I think he has a very easy to listen to voice.
It's great news for you.
I think odds are good that you'll probably be okay with listening to him, but we'll see.
Yeah, but I also have like thousands of hours of other shit that I've got in my backlog to like use to listen to.
Fair enough. But if you're curious
because
about,
like I don't know what happened, but for a couple months there, I just was not listening to my usual background people.
Mm-hmm.
So like all of their channels have like 6 hours of content from daily like Twitch VODs and shit like that. So like I've been trying to catch up for like 4 months now. It is taking me forever, and I'm not even through with the first guy.
Yeah.
Which is great news for me. I ain't even gotta think about like what my background noise is gonna be for the day.
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
load up that YouTube page and just like scroll down until I find a video like that I've seen, and then I just open up the newest one after that.
Yeah. I got really into that MRE channel, partially because I was thinking of how fantasy MREs would work out. And kind of,
Yeah, that one's difficult.
yeah, kind of working out the basically it's somewhere between modern and rustic.
Yeah, because that like really depends on like how your magic and enchanting works
Yeah,
in your setting.
because essentially you can, depending on the setting. But if we're talking like base Dungeons and Dragons, for example, you can.
Oh yeah, you can like totally just go straight MRE with that shit.
Yeah, you can just go straight MRE with that.
In fact, you might not even need to, because like there are some spells that can create food and drink for like up to 4 people or some shit like that per cast, and it's like a level 1 spell.
Yep. But it's
Like people
probably
just clerics get that shit just
yeah,
because.
yeah, which is probably kind of meh taste wise, but if you need
Actually,
it, you
yeah, I
need
think
it.
the description does say that. It's mostly flavorless and flat, but like it'll keep you going.
Yep.
It's not like iron rations are much better.
Yeah. Yeah. Very fair. But yeah, I was looking into stuff like that, and I was like, I'll watch some of these videos, and yeah, he's just got a very smooth voice, and it was interesting seeing what rations were like around the world.
Yeah, just for anyone who doesn't know, iron rations are like heavily preserved foods.
Yeah.
It's literally just like hardtack, dried meat, hard cheese, dried beans, and shit like that. And then like wrapped in an oilskin or something like that. That would like keep the like water and bugs off it.
Yep.
So it's not especially bad, but it's called iron for a reason.
Yeah. You can also get like a brick of soup.
Yeah, you can get like a brick of bullion. Then you just like toss it in your canteen at the end of the day.
Yeah. Or sometimes mix in stuff that you foraged. Or put in some of the other things in there, like, for example, some of the smoked meats or dried meats. Because you need to rehydrate those fuckers sometimes.
Okay, there's also another usage of iron ration from Australia, which was actually just a soup cake.
Interesting.
Yeah, is an emergency ration given to soldiers in the early 20th century, consisting of cakes made from beef, bullion powder, and wheat.
Interesting. And yeah, like, I
guess the
know
wheat would be a
during
roux or something.
Civil War era, you could just get this incredibly salted ham. Like, not edible salty. You have to actually then boil it. To get the excess salt off. Because of course, it's salted enough to actually be preserved. Anyway, I don't really have any final thoughts for Sakamoto Days. I don't know where the next episode's gonna go. I mean, I know we're gonna
because like this is the end of like this arc.
Yeah, this is
right?
the end.
Like this mini arc.
Yeah, this little mini arc's over. We know that 2 of the members of the Order did get a picture of X and are tracking him down, and we got to meet
Although
X.
not like a full face image. The tape was too distorted for that. As Shishiba said.
Yeah. But they're closer on his trail than they may have even initially thought.
Yeah, especially since he was like right there.
Yeah.
He just barely missed his ass.
Yeah, barely missed his ass.
I don't know how they're going to perform in a fight against him, though, because he's got that final boss energy, you know?
Yeah, he's got that final boss energy. Hell, I don't know how they're going to deal with him without killing him, which I think is going to be the crux of some of it. How do you deal with a
Yeah, because
man that...
they may have to, like, ask Sakamoto to come in, and, like, he's going to refuse to kill him.
Yeah, that's the thing, is... Yeah, that's what I mean, is how do you neutralize somebody like that without killing them? And I assume without maiming them is another rule.
Probably, yeah. I think in a less comedic focused story, what would probably happen is that Sakamoto would beat him down and then just leave him in the hands of the Order and then just ignore whatever happened after that.
Yeah, that would be...
But because this is a comedic story, I have no idea what the fuck's actually going to happen.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're going to neutralize this guy. Maybe it will end up being one of those things where she's going to have to sign off on a murder. Like, his wife has to be the one to go, all right, this guy literally is not going to let us live our lives without him being dead. But I don't know if they're going to push it like that. I think there has to be some other conclusion.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess we'll see in the next episodes, but
yeah, we'll just have to see. And we know that we've got a couple episodes to watch now, and we know the next core is coming in July as well.
oh, nice. We got July set then.
Yeah,
Or
we definitely have July
August,
set.
anyway.
So, any final thoughts, Sakamoto or otherwise?
Um, Random folklore bit.
Okay.
Uh, I may do these at the end of like each Wednesday stream if I remember to, and I can think of one that I haven't said yet. On the spot anyhow, because I'm definitely not fucking planning these. Are you kidding me? I'd rather do a full podcast for that if we're gonna plan them. Anyway, the only threshold fuckery that I can remember with vampires off the top of my head right now is the Striga or the Strix, depending on like your pronunciation and region. It's a sort of vampiric witch type creature. Not quite a person, but not really a proper vampire either. It's weird. You'll have to like look up what the fuck a Striga is in the first place. Anyway, this is the only time that I can remember that like thresholds actually feature in the story of a vampire type creature. And in this case, it's that the threshold of a church is used, and not to prevent entry, but to trap the creature inside the church for a moment before the creature manages to like flee. And once you do the proper like process, the creature will flee, vomit up all the blood that it drank, and then you follow it and dunk and bathe a silver amulet in the blood that was vomited back up, and you have a protective amulet against vampires.
Yeah, I'm looking here.
Let's see. Not the that one right there. trying to find the specific story on that one, but I don't. It's Albanian, I think.
Yeah, it's Albanian. Yeah, because I do have the wiki page.
Let's see.
Yeah, because Edith Durham recorded several methods traditionally considered effective for defending oneself from a striga. And one of those is a cross made of pig bone could be placed at the entrance of a church on Easter Sunday, rendering any striga inside unable to leave. They could then be captured and killed at the threshold as they vainly attempt to pass. She further recorded a story that after draining blood from a victim, the striga could generally go off in the woods and regurgitate it. A silver coin were to be soaked in the blood and wrapped in cloth. It would become an amulet offering permanent protection from any striga. And these are one of the creatures said to have the evil eye.
Yeah, that's the right one. I got distracted because I spelled it incorrectly the first time. I got a Polish version instead.
Yeah.
Yes, Polish version. Which is also the name of a genus of plant. So, which is where that came from. Very similar pronunciations.
Yep. Latin is striga. Italian is strega. Polish is striska.
Oh. Ow.
Not the capturer is going to get any of this other than strega, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, Captioner, it do things. Captioner is Captioner. Honestly, I don't expect a lot from it at this point.
Oh, okay, because strega is also the name of a liquor.
Yeah, that would do it. Actually, I don't know what Native American tradition this ritual is from. I don't remember off the top of my head. It might be Navajo. It's either Navajo or Cheyenne, I think. But I might be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But if you need to cleanse an object that you think is cursed, gather a pool of water. You can even be in something that's like the example that I saw at least of a native medicine man doing this was in a kiddie pool actually, which is kind of fucking funny because we don't really think of old magic as being done in plastic tubs, but hey, if it works, it works. Uh, anyway, you fill a basin or bowl, whatever the fuck, with water, and then you drop the cursed object inside, and then cover the bowl or the basin or whatever for an entire month. You drop it in there, I can't remember if it's specific to the phase of the moon. I'm pretty sure it is. You drop it in on a full moon, and then you uncover it and pull the thing out after a month has passed, and that should resolve the curse if it's one that can actually be managed without more severe rituals. Anyhow,
Yeah.
and third thing, the way that you kill Wendigo is not simply by setting them aflame. You have to carve out their icy hearts and burn that specifically. Now, if you have a hot enough fire, yeah, you could probably just burn the whole ass thing. But Burn the icy heart. That's the only real part. So like you can disable it by shooting it in the fucking face and then get to work with your butchering knife. Like if it can put down a person, it can probably at least stun a Wendigo. In Myth, Wendigo are not nigh unkillable creatures, or nigh unstoppable creatures at least. Not like they are in a lot of fiction anyhow. You can straight up just like take an axe to one and like dismember it. It doesn't even take a lot. Like it's Wendigo are mostly just like people possessed by a spirit. So like it's not that hard to put them down, at least temporarily. They may not stay down, but you can just sort of beat the shit out of them with a hammer or an axe, and they'll go down for a little while. And then you can just like carve out their heart and burn that, and that'll kill them. But yeah, that's my story hour, my story 5 minutes.
All right. Well, first off, very good. Second off, thank you all for joining us. We will be back for at least more Sakamoto days. I don't know what else we'll be doing.
I don't know. I will fucking take a look at Jeff through's channel. See, it's like, hey, buddy, give me the recommendations while branching a knife.
Yeah. We might talk a little bit about the story in the manga right after this, but I don't think we're going to talk about the whole manga.
Yeah, probably not. I might not read that much. I'll definitely read the end of like this arc with the evil god, but I don't know if I'll read much further than that because like I do still want to be enthusiastic about the anime, you know? Yeah. Because I don't normally like swap mediums like this, right?
Yeah, that's totally fair.
So I'm worried about what it means for like when I go to like watch the next core, you know?
Yeah, for me, I am super excited to see this shit animated because they add so much depth.
Yeah, that's fair. The only thing that I've been like that with was Freerun. So far, at least. Faraway Paladin did get like a first season, didn't it?
Yeah, I do believe so.
Yes, the Faraway Paladin. It's also one of my favorite fantasies, like fantasy anime of all time. Like it's just like really fucking good. William is an incredibly good guy as like it's the capital G good, and he's not self-righteous in it. He's not arrogantly good. He's just good. Yeah. You know, like he has his doubts, and those doubts mark him in his goodness. I really like William. I need to catch up on the manga.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's like 10 or 15 chapters that I haven't read yet, and I need to get at that. It's a monthly, I think, not a weekly. So
yeah. So we will get back to you at least with Sakamoto days. Maybe either we'll figure out something. Maybe something old, maybe something new.
Yeah, because we still got Ray Earth and Records of Lodos Wharf. There's nothing like quite ready for us yet.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will see you all next time. If you look in the YouTube description, that will lead you to both of our Twitch channels. Go to my Twitch channel. You will be taken to my Blue Sky. If you look at the bottom of Kat's channel, you will get the links that Kat will describe.
Yes, well, you all know the drill by now. If you look down below the Twitch player right now, or go to the About section if you're watching the VOD, you will find links to my Twitter, my Discord, and my Kara. It's still my Twitter right now because I am very tired and I am in a lot of pain. If you listened to the bit about my knee slipping earlier, you know exactly why I'm saying that. I have not... It's like the most minor thing that's happened to me lately too with my legs. So just keep that in mind. I don't describe the pain very often or like what the levels are at, but believe me, I forget that the slipping even happened until like I go to stand up like that again, and I'm like, wait, hold on, please don't slip this time. But anyway, my blue sky is just Katagas. Just go to Katagas. You see it on screen right now on my thing. That bit, it's just at Katagas.
Yeah,
and it has my face as the avatar. You'll know it's me because you see the face right now.
Yeah, you can see it.
It's down there in the right hand corner right there.
Yeah, you can see it on my VOD as well. How to spell Katagas.
Yeah, because it's just like part of the link. Anyway, and my Kara is my art portfolio, so you can go there to see the pretty pictures that I've drawn. There has not been any updates for a while because I've been having a lot of fucking like technological and health issues, not just one or the other, sadly.
Yeah, really.
But I'll get there eventually once I have an adapter again. Please, gods. But yeah, you can see my art style. I do have stuff that I've done that I have not uploaded there because they're either scraps or I have not finished that batch of commissions, and I don't want to start uploading them until like I know for sure the commissioner is happy with them. But if you go to the Discord, you can talk to us off stream. Both of us. All of us, in fact. Trig's there too, and so is Nate. These people show up on stream sometimes. I promise you, it's not just Mel that I have on my channel.
Yes.
I stream with other people too.
Yes, they've got the Elden Ring streams, which
we're probably going to be finished next week. We're in Faramazula. We're ready. We're done. We just got to kill Placidusax, and then we got to kill Malekith, and then we just got to do the ending boss rush.
Yeah.
Once we're back in the Ashen Capital, we just got to do the ending boss rush, like 3 in a row, and it'll be quick because we are like so fucking over leveled. But anyhow, in the Discord, you will also find like an art channel for you to share your own art if you have any. That art channel is specifically for original works. It's not for fan art or the art that it is for fan art if you mend it, but it's not for stuff that you're just a fan of. That just goes in link sharing. Art Corner is specifically for people to show off their work.
Yeah.
But you also have like literally dozens of like play-by-post TTRPG campaigns. So some of them are archived and some of them we haven't done in a very long time, but that's because we all have health issues and we're tired and we live life.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got channels, again, the Art Corner, we've got car conversations that me and Kat really aren't a part of, but
yeah, like I only click on that thing to get the fucking notifications off my screen.
Yeah, like I dip into there, see what images might be there, because sometimes there's
like I don't want to like mute the channel because like I'm the owner of the server, so you know, like if something's going on there, I should like look at it.
Yeah.
But I'm really not interested in what's going on in there at all, so I just click on it, make sure there's nothing like racist going on, and dip out.
Yeah.
But we also have a generalized like world building and writing channel for you to like pop in and like talk about storytelling tropes with us. Yeah, we do that shit all the time. In fact, there's some stuff about Chalcolithic, like the Chalcolithic period in there right now.
Yeah, and if you would like us to workshop some of your story ideas with you, we'd be happy to. Just obviously health issues, we might not always be available, yada yada, but come in.
Yeah, I would say like don't expect it, but know that it is possible.
Yeah, like have the community workshop with you, I should say, because somebody's going to respond probably to something neat and any questions you have. It might not be us.
Don't worry if you think it's like the basic or amateurish, because like that's okay. I like that stuff too. Yeah, genuinely. It's not like me being a patronizing asshole. Like I genuinely like amateurish work.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get some of the
amateur work is like
stuff
like
out of
chef's kiss. It's the best shit. I love it. Like you've heard me talk on these days specifically about stories I've read online that have that like mainline publisher polish to it, and how that's not a compliment. I mean that genuinely. That's not me being snide. It's not me being mean. I don't like mainline publishers and like how that stuff is edited and polished. Like it's
Yeah, like they smooth out the edges of things that actually give the story or the game some actual depth and interest.
yeah, like they literally they sand off the texture by smoothing out the rough edges. The texture is what's good. It's what's interesting. I've seen your idea before, I guarantee it. But the way that you do it, specifically, the way that you do it, I have not seen it. And I want to see that.
Yeah, like
once you polish it to the level of like a mainline publisher, that's when like that personal aspect gets sanded off.
Yeah, exactly. So, do self-publish if you can, is another piece of advice.
Or, find an indie publishing house.
Or find an indie publishing house. Especially if there is some depth to your work that a mainline publisher might not say from the outset, but once you've signed the document, go, we need to change this.
I think I would strangle someone if someone said that to me after I signed. Like, I would genuinely, like, find a way to shove myself through the phone at them.
Yeah. So, basically, don't trust suits. Go with an indie publishing house.
Never trust a suit. Unless it's my suit. Unless it's the one I'm wearing. In fact, trust that one. Trust mine.
But, Kat, you have a fashionable, like, queer suit. We're talking about actual corpo suits.
I make this suit look good. It's also tastefully unbuttoned at the top, so you can see like a little bit of the collarbone if you're into that. I'm into that. I like that.
Yeah, that's some good shit. All right, we are getting to the rambly, punchy things, but yes, join us. Talk about things that you love. We will likely share in your enthusiasm to one degree or another.
And like, believe me, I've got a lot of shit rattling around in my brain that I haven't talked about because I can never like think of it when it comes time. Like, there's so much like academic and esoteric knowledge just like rattling around in this fucking brain case I've got. If you are stuck on something, I can either find you the resource that you need to figure it out or point you to someone who can.
Yep. All right.
So, like, if you join the Discord.
Yes, join the Discord.
Come in.
Have a wonderful night, everyone.